as chairwoman of the RNC earlier this month and is joining NBC News as a political analyst.
Michael Kastner, NBC News.
What the heck is this? Hey, good morning. Okay. Why don't you shut the front door? I love that little saying. They're funny.
Buying some pretzel sticks?
Excuse me?
This is your wake-up call from TracFone Wireless.
Okay.
What if you didn't eat all those pretzel sticks by the end of the month, so this store took them back?
Good luck.
That's how some wireless companies are with your data, but TracFone Wireless gives you unlimited carryover data with active service, so you keep what you pay for. Plans start at $20 a month.
Wow, that's cool.
Sir, are you bothering the customers?
All right.
This is your wake-up call, people. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. See terms and conditions at TracFone.com.
Hi, Lisa Wolf to tell you that the 5-hour Hollywood 360 show and the 30-minute Radio Rarities podcast can be emailed to you every Monday via digital download link that never expires. That's 24 classic radio shows per month, plus the games, celebrity interviews, music trivia, and much more. Listen to Hollywood 360 and Radio Rarities whenever you'd like. Visit Hollywood360radio.com to subscribe. That's Hollywood360radio.com.
Where can you be a star athlete and a math superstar? Where can you prepare for graduate school or your dream job and make friends for the journey? Where can you challenge your mind and inspire your soul? Experience a transforming education at LaGrange College, one of the South's most affordable, highly ranked institutions. Learn more at LaGrange.
All right. Good morning to you. I'm trying to get my poll question up this morning.
Reserve Chair Jerome Powell opened a Fed Listens event on how Americans are experiencing the economy, saying
Oh, there
the
we go.
pandemic had lasting effects. He did not make any remarks about the outlook for interest rates, which the central bank held steady in the 5.25% to 5.5% range at its meeting last week. Chrysler parent Stellantis said it will lay off about 400 U.S. workers as it works to cut costs, boost efficiency, and ramp up electric vehicle production plans. Major airline chiefs plan to hold discussions.
All right, we'll put that up there. Good morning.
In meetings that will not include the CEO, David Calhoun. This after raising concerns over an Alaska Airlines.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Issues. Target is doubling the bonuses for its salaried employees this year. The company will pay 100% of employees eligible 2023 bonuses, up from 50% last year.
All right, let's do that again.
Family fun is back in Lynette. Primetime Carnival and Jordan Communications presents the Lynette Spring Carnival, April 2nd through the 7th. Rides, fun, food, games, more. Open night at 6 p.m., 2 p.m. for weekends. Lynette Spring Carnival, Highway 29, Old Mill Parking Lot in Lynette, Alabama. April 2nd through the 7th. Family fun for you and me. Be there.
Nick Arnold here from Cowie to Force. Cowie to Force is Newland's own addiction recovery support center. We exist.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being a part of the RyanORadio Penitentiary.
Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at
Go ahead and put the poll question up.
or follow us on
All right. I think you guys are able to live chat. Let me make sure.
31 Jackson Street, Sweet Hay here in Newton. Same great taste. The best chicken around. Fish dinners. Open.
I like it when you guys live chat.
10:30 a.m. to 4
Everybody else whines and cries like little babies.
Next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Sweet Hay here in Newton. This is Michael Soriano.
All right. We're getting ready to go on.
Sunday at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE. We help those who are struggling with their faith or have doubts through discussion, inspirational stories, and contemporary Christian music. So tune in
Let
to
go and let God.
Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rod Peterson here, host of The Rod Peterson Show, inviting you to join us daily for 2 hours of Atlanta's funnest sports talk.
We're getting ready to go. Oh, 2 votes or so far. Gotta love it when you're. There you go. Wow. All right. Are not the views. You know what? He's pretty much got that right. What's up, everybody? It's Major News Monday. We're getting kicked off here on this edition of your favorite radio show worldwide and everywhere you need to be. We're all over this, every single stream you could think of, and on the YouTube page as we continue to grow. 99.1 FM WQEE is the headquarters, and Atlanta's the place to be. Let's get it started. I'm RyanORadio Penitentiary show host Ryan O'Neal, of course, and 50,000 plus of you know I am the game. That's right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. If I don't see you again, a very, very, very good evening. Or good afternoon, whatever you want to say. Welcome into RyanORadio Penitentiary. 50,000 plus of you love it worldwide on the shoutcast. We're across the RyanORadio media page, Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally, the Jordan Communication of Family Radio Stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM WQEE, home of news, inspirational talk, and Southern sports. Atlanta and Metro Atlanta's only real true talk station. And to my haters, I got this to say to you. That's right, I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. What's up, everybody in the chats joining us on the YouTube page, as well as across our Facebook page this morning. We appreciate you tuning in to RyanORadio Penitentiary, straight up waking you up in the mornings, got sports news, everything you can think of. Coming up in the next 3 periods of nonstop play, we go inside the coach's corner with Coach Tommy Lewis in the final period. He and I are going to talk a little UFL football action coming up, beginning at the end of this week. We're going to get into that. Spring football, plus we'll find out what's going on at Landmark. Also, we'll get you updates on what's going on with the Columbus River Dragons, the NCAA semifinals, who's, what, when, where, and why. I got the poll question up. This Monday, we do a little sports and headline news. Israel bans the UNRWA. We'll tell you why. Plus, we'll tell you Israel at war, things going on there. We've got updates on the kid that went missing from the University of Missouri and Tennessee, going to see Luke Bryan concert. Shouldn't have went and saw that concert. But we'll talk more about all of that coming up for you this morning. We've got updates on that and the government shutdown that was avoided over the weekend, with some people being miffed about it and some people being happy about it. I'm glad they didn't shut down, but we'll talk into all of this morning on this edition of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. If I don't see you again, a very, very fantastic good night. Welcome in here at 13 minutes past the hour, 48 degrees at time of temperature, brought to you by our friends at Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rodent critters or gooey things at all. Michael and the crew can exterminate and lay the Smackdown just for you. All right, we welcome you in to RyanORadio Penitentiary. That's your time and temperature. We'll take a look at your traffic in a moment. I got the poll question up this morning, and I want to go ahead and ask it before we get into anything else. With the NCAA bracket still going on for you March Madness fans, I know that soap opera fans weren't too happy about losing a day off of watching Bold and the Beautiful on Friday and The Young and Restless. But I tell you what, bracket fans out there and you guys that are betting on this game and gals that are betting on March Madness, pretty excited about it. But the bracket continues to move forward, and 2 teams that will be facing each other off to go to that advance to the semifinals will be the University of Alabama taking on North Carolina. Both teams doing very well this season so far. Who do you think is going to advance in the NCAA finals to finally take on? They've got an opportunity to either take on Purdue or Gonzales. Gonzales and Purdue are going to be in the semifinals with one another, and so will North Carolina and Alabama. So Alabama, hey, Jaden, how you doing this morning, brother? Hope you're doing well as well. Thank you for joining us on the YouTube, my friend. Alabama, 25% of the votes so far, and North Carolina, 75% of the votes. The winner of that semifinal will take on Purdue or Gonzales in that, heading to the semifinals. And then, of course, I think the winner between Clemson and Arizona, and also Creighton and Tennessee, which, I've just added two teams that are kind of closer to us. Just came across your YouTube page. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and share, and let everybody know we're just beginning this journey on the YouTube for the radio station. Nepal. Wow, welcome. Thank you for being with us. And Luke the Fang is with us. Hello this morning. So just to let you guys know, these are kind of going to be what it is for you. And this is the ones that they're keeping closer to the hearts, closer around here. North Carolina, Alabama, the winner of that will move on to take on Purdue and Gonzales. The winner of those two games will end up taking on the winners of the Clemson, Arizona, or Creighton and Tennessee game. So get your thoughts in on that. There you go. Mount Everest is 21 miles from my home. Wow, that is cool. Well, no, a professional wrestler by the name of Darby Allin was supposed to climb Mount Everest, but he didn't get a chance to because he injured himself in a match. I know he's kicking himself or like, I shouldn't have jumped that one last jump. Oh, Lord. We got to take a look at your traffic in a moment. Well, we want to welcome you guys in to the RyanORadio Penitentiary. We got a lot of fantastic folks coming on. Like, subscribe, and share. We're just getting this journey started on the YouTube page, so that's why there's not so much on there as normally everybody else. We are 99.1 FM, WQEE the Key, Atlanta's very own real talk station, news, inspirational talk, and sports. We are the station that brings you the very best and variety of program, from women program to inspirational talk to sports talk during the day and everything else. Mr. Beast, you are extremely racist against what birds? Anyway, Satan, Jaden, we appreciate you being with us this morning, my friend. We really do. And I don't think Mr. Beast likes birds or something. I think that's what that is. Maybe that's what that is. I don't. Anyway, welcome into RyanORadio Penitentiary. We tell it like it is, straight edge, independent skeptic. We don't tell you what you want to hear. This is not the mainstream media on either side of the aisle. We're not for the left or for the right. In fact, I make fun of the left and the right on here. So. And I make fun of the uneducated and the so-called educated when we're not doing real news. All right, let's jump into it. Take a look at what's going on with your traffic this morning. Traffic issue brought to you by Killingsworth Realty. So yes, what we do, St. Jaden, we kind of give the news. We do it. We do interviews. We got some strange and unusual. We have Weird Wednesday coming up this week. We will be doing, we do interviews with True Crime Thursday experts, Weird Wednesday experts, horrifying history coming up on this Wednesday, movie reviews on Tuesdays, sports, and a variety of everything. We're going to talk about it here in just a few. I called what happened on Smackdown on Friday when I asked the poll question. We'll get into that in just a few moments. Yes, from the United States, my friend, Appreciate it. Let's take a look at what's going on with your traffic this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Traffic brought to you by Killensworth, I-85 near Pleasantville Road in DeKalb County. Exit 796 moving very slow because of a crash on the shoulder, causing some slowing up to another 5 or 10 minutes. Let's take a look at what's construction going on near Cobb County, along with also stalled big rig, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, welcome into RyanORadio Penitentiary, my friend. You're in lockdown. Cobb County stalled there at I-75 northbound, Windy Hills Road, exit 260 on the shoulder, up to another 5 or 10 minutes. Plus, in Marietta, South Cobb, another 3 day, ends about 2 months, I should say, construction going near Fairground Street. Nothing going on. Thank you, I appreciate that. Nothing going on in Noonan here, as well as nowhere near, ladies and gentlemen, Lower Fayetteville Road, Popular Road, or even nowhere near Poolsboro. Heading down to Interstate southbound towards Hogansville, Grantville, all looking good. LaGrange is looking good this morning. You see anything I don't see, shoot us an email at 99classicrock@gmail.com. If you head to the West Point area, get off on the right. You take a right, construction going on there. You take a left. Well, you can fill up at the Love's gas station and fill up with a biscuit from Hardee's. Continue to move on down. Both. Move on down to exit 79 in Alabama. It's shut down construction for another 2 months there. Heading on down to exit 77 is the best route in Alabama. That's what's going on with your traffic. Traffic brought to you by Killensworth Realty. Killensworth Realty Road Report. Bring you a look at that. If you see something I don't see, shoot us an email at 99classicrock@gmail.com. Thank you very much, guys. We've got a lot to talk about this morning. Yes, doing both at the same time. I appreciate that, my friend. We just started this journey on the YouTube. For those of you that are with us, 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast tuning in all over our RyanORadio Penitentiary page, as well as our YouTube page, Facebook page, and the Navajo Nation. We're on 25 radio stations combined with real radio and internet out there, as well as in Canada and right here at 99.1 FM. And that is everywhere. So we're starting this new journey with you guys on the YouTube. I appreciate that. I've always wanted to visit. And since Darby Allen wanted to climb Mount Everest, which is not too far from you, I'd like to see it. I don't know if I could climb it. I would never be able to be a daredevil like him, but let's take a look at some of the headlines right quick. Ooh, blast your eardrums out there, right? Here's some of the headlines you guys can read for yourself and we'll dive into some of them, but here's some you can read for yourself on the WQEE Facebook page. California mountain lion attacks and leaves one person dead, one severely injured. Poland scrambles Air Force after Russian missile breaches its airspace. Chick-fil-A to stop serving antibiotic-free chicken. What? Christians express support for Gaza in traditional Palm Sunday procedures in East Jerusalem. We'll get into that story a little bit more because we got to go to the break and come back for all the Israel war stories. We'll talk about the Falcons football player, Nashville looking for a man. They found his body, and the Senate go ahead and debating the $1.2 trillion bill that went ahead and passed. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about all that. Check out all that stuff on your WQEE page. Feel sorry for the terrorist attack on Moscow, says St. Jaden. And we'll get into all of these different news stories coming up in just a few moments. I think we'll just go ahead and do the one right out of Nashville, Tennessee for our Nashville, Tennessee listeners there. Nashville police say that Riley Strains' body was found in the Cumberland River. The Missouri student went missing in Nashville on March 8th after he was a night of drinking and going out seeing a country artist by the name of Luke Bryan. He was at his concert. He came upon a police officer who saw him, and I guess they let him go. He wasn't as intoxicated. They're still looking to see if there was any foul play, but so far no foul play has been executed on this particular situation. Wow. I don't know what is going on with this particular situation, whether the kid fell in the river while he was drunk after going to a concert. His family feels like, well, he's just not that kind of person. You never know somebody, but you also got to go, they could be telling the truth. So they're going to investigate further into this Riley Strange situation. Now, I know that there's going to be some of the uneducated people out there that go, there's got to be somebody from another country. Da, 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 da. I know. Ever since what happened in Georgia, we're going to think that everything is everybody, and then people think we're going to violate. But as a real Christian, I'm going to tell you, as a real Christian, you guys are going to stop this whole fighting. I'm going to violently kill somebody. That's not what God wants. It says, thou shalt not kill. I got the 10 Commandments in front of me. You can stay at my house. I live in a joint family with 13 members. Wow. Thank you. Appreciate it, Saint Jaden. Being offered to stay in Nepal. Real Christians are, yes, they are. Real Christians are. Some people are not, but real Christians are peaceful. But anyway, prayer for this family. I hope they find out what is going on. And I mean, I'm kind of trying to figure out myself. I mean, we know an out night drinking for young people, but don't usually turn out like this. Sometimes it does. You could have just walked into the water and drowned. And that's a sad situation. You don't need to be by yourself when you're having fun. Try to be around friends and have that one good friend that can help you out. Staying sober. That designated driver person. Also, we're going to talk about the Chick-fil-A to stop this antibiotic-free chicken stuff. I got to get into that this morning. Currently work in India, and I have some of my colleagues as Christians, and they are really respectful and great. Thank you. Well, I'm glad. We need to learn like that from the rest of the world. Needs to learn from people like that. They're real Christians. That's real Christians. The Senate has debated Friday about the $1.2 trillion government funding bill that went ahead and passed, ladies and gentlemen, and is being signed into law by the current president, Joe Biden. It passed the House on Friday, 286 to 134. U.S. President Joe Biden signed the bill in legislation, but it will help with health care as well for children and Head Start programs for children. Well, we don't help them damn children, boy. I just want my children helped. I'm gonna complain when I go out here and and spend money on a hard vacation rather than help out people and complain about. Well, I'm going to complain about the government when I got the money we've got the money to go on vacation, pay your bills and everything. Stop fussing, stop cussing, stop whining like a little, you know what? Well, come on, Ryan. You don't have nothing else to do but wake up every morning and hate people. And I know, S. Jaden, you say you're working with some good people. There's people that wake up every morning with hate on their heart towards a fellow man because they vote different from them and they claim to be Christians. That's not a Christian. And I'm a Christian and I'm against that at all whatsoever. Thank you, Gail, for sharing and mentioning me. More money for Israel is another thing they put in there. Palestinian relief. And Biden signed the $1.2 trillion bill in effect on Friday. Some people liked it. Some people did not. And MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene from North Georgia, said something about it. She wants to pull out Mike Johnson. I don't know how the heck. The dude is doing a pretty decent job and trying to keep everything down the middle, like 20 or 30 years ago when the government would do what they had to do, even though they never did anything we really wanted to do for us. Not 100%, but it's like this. You're not going to give your kids candy for dinner every time they want it. Well, you promised me ice cream. Yeah, I promised that so that you'd eat the dadgum your dinner. Same thing. Yes, it is. It's similar. What's up, Rob? How you doing this morning? A man walks into an enchanted forest and tries to cut down a talking tree. Okay. He says, "You can't cut me down," the tree exclaims. "I'm a talking tree." The man responds, "You may be a talking tree, but you will what? You will dialogue. You will dialogue." Oh, guys. Thank you, Rob Walker, who just joined our YouTube page and gave us some comedy this morning. Thank you, Rob. That's a good one. That's a good one, brother. All right. What do you think? Who do you think is going to advance into the NCAA semifinals? Alabama, North Carolina. Right now, 67% of you believe that North Carolina, or 33% of you believe Alabama will move on to either take on Gonzales or Purdue. In the finals, will take on the other ones eventually. We'll get further into that in just a few. It's time to take a break. So when we come back from this break, ladies and gentlemen, you and I are going to talk about some stuff that's going on in Israel war. Plus, we still got great guests coming up in the final period inside the Coaching Corner. Coach Tommy Lewis and I are going to get ready for spring football in the UFL and what's going on with him and Landmark Christian and the War Eagles. All that's coming up in the final period. Plus, we got some sports news. I'll get you a little bit of sports news, a little wrestling wrap-up, and more. That sports news is in the final period. We got more headline news. Plus, I'm going to talk about Chick-fil-A stopping serving antibiotic-free chicken, and we'll dive into a couple of California news stories this morning. All this is coming up for you on this edition of RyanORadio Penitentiary. Back in a moment. You're in lockdown. I wish people could just put in comments like Rob did. Have a good time. Sometimes you get people. I have some listeners that do that, and you got some people come on and they just want to argue with you guys. These people are having fun in here. Why are they having fun? Why don't they have any hate in their heart? Because they're not from. Never mind. I'm not gonna say.
Sunday increasing clouds by the afternoon, 90 or 73. Winds northwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cool and cold on Wednesday night, below near 45. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour with a few clouds from time to time. That's your active weather forecast, sponsored by Active Pest Control.
All right, here we go. We're getting ready to come back. Got a couple of spots we're going to play. I am drinking Prime. Prime should be a sponsor.
Insects are all around you 24/7. Active Pest Control wants to be the first line of defense. Active Pest Control. Repair, find, best termite coverage around. Active Pest Control. 34 Jefferson Street, Newton. 770-954-9941.
You're walking, shopping, or on your favorite.
Columbus River Dragons did it again this past weekend. We'll talk more Columbus River Dragons hockey tomorrow morning with our sports analyst, Richard Holdridge, in period number 2.
As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense. All women of all ages have the ability to learn how to defend themselves effectively. With technical drills to build.
I think we could do something a little bit better on it. I think that everybody that's coming in is not criminals. I think we're judging everybody that comes in, but I think we can do something a little bit better with it. I think that I can tell you right now that down at the border, the National Guard is doing a good job of protecting what they need to do, and it's not what people are trying to present on national television. There's not as much violence and stuff as they're trying to present. I know that your hardcore people on one side of the aisle and on the other side of the aisle are going to argue about things that they don't even know about. So, yeah. Yeah, they should come legal everywhere. Don't think they shouldn't come. They come in the country illegally, but I don't think everybody's coming through here as murderers. I agree with you, the legal thing, but we're getting too scared in our country. What's up, Pete? Yes, welcome back in. Welcome back in. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. If I don't see you again, a very, very good night. Come on out of the penalty box. Hey, Pete, what's up? Good morning to you and the snow at the Navajo Nation and everyone else. Good morning to the snow. Sweet Lee's like, good morning. Good morning. Sue says, good morning. Where's it snowing where you at, Pete? It's not snowing here, is it? I hope not. I didn't see it out there. Yes, say S. Jaden. I agree with this. They should. But we also, I agree with you 100% on that, but also we should not be so scared here in the United States. Now, you're in Naples, and I understand a big difference there. So, but good morning, everybody. Tim says, good morning to you, sweet Pete. So does Rodney K. And, of course, Tim as well. I think Tim or Bob. I'm sorry, Bob, too. Alice says, good morning from Canada. Mike and Dave's good morning from Canada as well. Diana, good morning to you. She's saying good morning from South Wales. Good morning, Robert in Australia, as well as Kiko in Japan. Konnichiwa, Kiko. We got Saint Jaden's with us this morning on the feed as well. Robert's on with us as well. You have a great day. Please check us out in the future. We're here every morning this same time. It may not be morning where you're at, but we're here on this same time every day. Thank you for being with us. Like, subscribe, and share. All right, we got a lot more stuff to get into. The NCAA March Madness over the weekend made it maddening for soap opera fans on Friday because it was kind of those shows were kind of shut down for the March Madness NCAA men's basketball tournaments and everything. And we're getting to the semifinals and to the finals and everything and all that. And who's going to make it to the semifinals before they move on to take somebody else on to somebody else to somebody else, somebody else? Will it be Alabama or North Carolina? There's a lot of teams in this scenario here, but the one that everybody's kind of looking at is North Carolina and Alabama. Right now, North Carolina's got 60% of the votes, and Alabama are getting 40% of the votes. Those two teams, one of them will move on to take on in the Final Four, either Purdue or Gonzales. And in the Final Four would be either Clemson, who's got to take Arizona on, or Creighton, who's got to take Tennessee on. Could we see Alabama, Clemson, Purdue, and Tennessee, or Alabama, Clemson, Gonzales, or Tennessee, or could we see North Carolina, Clemson, Tennessee, or Gonzales, or Purdue? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, it snowed there last night. Oh, heard it live from the Navajo man. Hey, you guys got snow? Sweet Lee's like, yeah. Sue says, it's kind of parts of it is where I'm at. It's not. You're on the Arizona part, I think. So, yeah. Wow, that's cool. He knows more about it than I do. Yes. Yeah, Tim, he does know more about it than I do. Sweet Leaf says, that's why Pete's our brother. Anyway, back to what I was saying before we get into Israel war. The Final Four there. So who do you think is going to make to advance to the NCAA semifinals? North Carolina or Alabama? Alabama's got 36% of your votes. North Carolina has 64% of those votes. It's Monday, so we have to do a little sports news or sports question, I should say, poll question. Let's jump into it. The United Nations said yesterday abandoning its relief agencies from delivering humanitarian aid to Gaza, which is under the gravest threat of not being able to have any food. They're going hungry during the entire Palestinian shutdown there during this war. Gaza, in particular, northern area, is on the brink of going hungry. The ban comes as the United Nations continues to put pressure on Israel to do more to allow the free flow of humanitarian aid into Palestine. Wow. UNRWA is the largest relief operation in Gaza, and of course, some 13,000 staff are there, along with supplying aid to Gaza, ladies and gentlemen. It runs more than 20 health centers, hundreds of schools, and some refugees camps. There is no reason the ban was given. Israel has accused 12 of their UNRWA staff of being particularly connected to Hamas and the October 7th attack on the Middle Eastern country that killed 12,000 Israelites and ignited a month-long war, or I should say months-long war. Wow. We'll keep you abreast of what's going on there as well, ladies and gentlemen. This is just getting completely out of hand. In my opinion, it's just getting out of hand. U.S. citizens flee for Haiti as gang violence escalates in that area. Also, Russia, China, and Argentina voted to stop a draft, a resolution by the United States for calling for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. And they'll say, all right, we might assist with this if hostages in exchange for hostages in Gaza, leading to changes on both sides against each other, leading the charge on both sides against the United States. UN Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfriend said that Russia puts policies over procedures. The United States resolution is calling for a ceasefire, and they're hoping to get it. It's been rejected because Russia wants what they want. Wow, I feel bad for everybody in this situation. In America, we just don't know what is going on. All we can do is pray for all these people. We don't really know what's going on. We know that the Hamas was a terrorist group that did what they did. We know that Israel is continuing to try to wipe them out. That's the biggest thing. Arizona, they got AZ. Is that what you're talking about there, Pete? I know in one part of Arizona, I visited. It stays really cold in the north part of Arizona. That could be where it's at. Little place I played one time. Can't remember the name of it right now. Anyway, let's jump back into this. Policies over procedures. Man, we just don't know what is going on. Christians expressed support in Gaza on traditional Palm Sunday procedures there in eastern Jerusalem. This is what they were doing yesterday when we were all getting prepared for Easter Sunday next week. In America, they are praying there in Jerusalem. Christians from around the world flocked to East Jerusalem on Sunday to march in the traditional Palm Sunday procedures in Israel's war in Gaza. Palm Sunday marks the beginning of Holy Week for the Christian calendar, commemorating Jesus' triumphant return or triumphant entrance into Jerusalem to celebrate Passover. Jesus, who would be crucified later this week, was welcomed to the holy city with palm branches by Jews, recognizing him as the Messiah in the role that they knew as he came on a donkey. The whole of the Church of Jerusalem is together with you, embracing you and thanking you for your testimony of force and courage. Together with us, all churches, all our brothers and sisters, we in the world pray for you as they pray for the suffering in Gaza. Wow. I guess Arizona, who never really gets, I can tell you, God's doing something out there then. Sue says her part of Arizona's not got any snow, but I don't know what part she's on. So don't have to tell me. They don't tell me out there on the Navajo Nation to just say, I'm in this part and this part. I don't know if it's some kind of rules, regulations, but I have asked. It's not my business. So it must be parts of of Arizona. We'll look into that in just a few moments. I know we had some bad weather out on that side of the country. All right, other headline news as we get ready to head into the break. Russia charges 4 men over a Moscow concert hall terrorist attack. Also, Poland scrambles air forces after Russian missiles breaches its airspace with an attack on Ukraine. And after the break, we'll talk about Chick-fil-A. What's going on with them? We'll tell you about that. Plus, I'm going to dive deeper into the snow out there in parts of Arizona. All that's coming up after the break. Stay with us. More on the way as the RyanORadio Penitentiary cruises on 15 minutes away from the top of the hour. We're out at 48 degrees. I don't know exactly where everybody is on the Navajo Nation, so they don't, I guess they're not allowed to say. I just know they say I'm either in Arizona, New Mexico, or something like that, but they don't, what part. Let me find out. Federal land. Oh, okay. So you know more about it than I do. Arizona snow report. Let's see what parts of Arizona got snow. Federal land. Okay. Phoenix. Start out the week and then they say it's going to be warm there in Phoenix. So I knew that it's warm in parts. So wherever she's at, good thing they can't. I knew Phoenix. I've been out to Phoenix, and then another little part. Flagstaff, that's the place I was talking about. Flagstaff, they do get a lot of snow there. So they got 2 inches of snow and expect 5 inches the next couple of days. Chandler, Baker, Butte. Yeah, okay. I know parts of this because I've been out there. Flagstaff is like one of the highest points in Arizona. I played there with a band one time. So parts of it, she must be in the lower part of it. Must be in. Well, she's not seeing it, but. Yep, there we go. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Get an update for the Navajo Nation, and Flagstaff is expected the next 5 days, 5 inches of snow. Chandler, which I know another part of Arizona, is expected 9 inches of snow, and 12 inches of snow is expected to go into Baker, Butte. Swoop Sue says, I've heard of those places, no Flagstaff. She said, yeah, they get a lot of snow, but Flagstaff is more up higher elevation. That's what I said. Woo! I remember that. I played in a band out in there, or played with kind of a named band. We went through there and played. It was cold. And of course, when we moved it out there, we went through it. It was cold. Flagstaff is kind of a great little place. So Sue says, yeah, I've been there. It's a nice place, but too cold for me, she says. Now, I can say that you're not in one of these other ones then. No, I'm not going to ask. I don't want to get in trouble with you. So I can say you're not on one of the. So are you in Phoenix? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. My friends in the Navajo Nation allow us to say what state they in. But they don't. We won't get into all this other stuff. All right, let's see this. Who do you think is going to advance in NCAA semifinals? Alabama's got 36% of the votes. In North Carolina, 64% of the votes. There you go. That poll question's up this morning. Chick-fil-A is going to stop serving antibiotic-free chicken. That's a good idea, I guess. Long known for serving naturally raised chickens, Chick-fil-A has announced it will stop serving only antibiotic-free chicken beginning this spring. We're already in this spring. Wow. It joins several other well-known restaurants and producers to make the move, citing supply chains problems. To maintain a supply of high-quality chicken you expect from us, Chick-fil-A will shift from the no antibiotics ever NAE to no antibiotics important to human medicine NAIHM starting spring of 2024. So I want some antibiotics, and I'm just kidding. It makes me more crazy, man. I don't think that there's lizard people in the corner. NAE means there will be no kind of it whatsoever used in raising of animals, while NAIHM says they restrict the use of it that are important to human medicines and commonly used to treat people, and allow use of animals antibiotics only if the animal and those around them were ever to become sick. So basically, we're going to use herbs are better. Yeah. So basically what they're going to use is they're going to go from not using it whatsoever to, maybe, the animals might use it if they're sick. Chick-fil-A switched to the antibiotic-free chicken in 2014, eventually meeting its goal of serving antibiotic-free chicken at all of its chains by 2019. No wonder the sandwiches have been good over the last couple of years. Now they're like, it costs too much. We don't want you to have to spend too much. Just pray over that you get a piece of chicken that don't have it in it. Oh my God. There was a man, also some news to do with Chick-fil-A. A man eats Chick-fil-A 153 days, raises money for a charity. Wow. New York State students buy a plane ticket to score a Chick-fil-A lunch. What? That's how good Chick-fil-A are. I don't know if they don't have it. I don't know what they got in them. I mean, I don't know what they're putting in their chicken sandwiches. I don't really know what they're putting in their chicken sandwiches, but I tell you. Oh, don't freeze up on me there, computer. I got you, freeze up, Brian. Herbs are better, though. I agree with you, Pete. So there you go. Wow, now we know. They're going to put it back in there. Or maybe some of the time. So you may not get it, but your cousin might get a sandwich if that chicken that was sick, so we had to put something in it. You got to throw it at the problem. Like you see that commercial, throw it at the problem. Oh, please don't change my Chick-fil-A sandwiches. I love them. I know someone who loves Chick-fil-A better than anything. Go out of their way just to get a Chick-fil-A. Stay up all night just to get a Chick-fil-A. That's how addictive Chick-fil-A is. Not as addictive as the Popeye. Will kill you for that sandwich. Remember a few years ago when people were fighting over that chicken sandwich at Popeyes? Oh, nothing like Popeyes chicken. Them herbs and spices on that Popeyes chicken sandwich made you want to slap your mama and kill your cousin. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's what I say. They're going to kill their cousin. Wildlife experts are investigating a mountain lion attack in California that left one man dead, another one severely injured. It's the first fatal mountain lion attack in the state in 20 years. A spokesperson for the sheriff's office said, his name is Kyle Parker, a fatality like this is extremely rare. Yeah, I'm sure it is. An 18-year-old man called police at 13 p.m. Saturday to report that he and his 21-year-old brother had been attacked by mountain lions while hunting in the Georgetown, California area. The caller suffered traumatic injuries to the face during the attack, according to the sheriff's release, and deputies and paramedics made their way there to help him out. And, of course, the other man died. The 21-year-old brother became separated from his younger sibling during the attack. Required police to search for him, and they found him about a half hour later, passed away. Good Lord. We'll keep this family in our prayers for sure. I swear if the pollen was like snow, we would be knee deep right now. Oh, wow. It would be, wouldn't we? Well, we're supposed to have rain sometime. I don't know when. I told it on my weather forecast. I just don't remember what I said. Dadgummit, Ryan, you didn't remember what you said? No. Pete's asking. It was talking about that. We'll keep the mountain lion was between the deputies and the subject on the ground. The sheriff's office said they released on Facebook describing the scene when officers located the other brothers. Deputies discharged a firearm, scaring the mountain lion off. Unfortunately, the male subject did die. He was deceased. Wow. Yeah, later tonight. That's right. I got it in my forecast. It's supposed to be raining later this evening and then clearing up, getting cold later in the week. I don't want that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a full week with you this week. Coming up on Thursday is True Crime Thursday. On Wednesday, we got Weird Wednesday. Horrifying History's very own Brenda Gasky joins us, where she stains the history books with the blood of the unknown. She joins us for Horrifying History 101 on Wednesday morning. Tomorrow morning, we'll talk about the top 10 movies with Shane B. What's hot, what's not, and what's going on with what's going on in the theaters. We'll tell you if there's a new number one movie. And, of course, Richard Holdridge will join us tomorrow morning as we talk River Dragons hockey, March Madness with him, MLB, baseball, and more. But this morning, we go inside the coach's corner with Coach Tommy Lewis, head football coach of the landmark Christian War Eagles. We'll talk some War Eagles sports, and we'll get into spring sports starting this week with UFL, his thoughts on it. We know who he's going to be pulling for this week. We'll talk more about that in just a few. But first, it's cold. It is. Wind advisory. It's cold. It's all your fault, Pete. Just bringing it to Atlanta again. I told you guys that dadgum gopher lied. Everybody keeps trying. Let's depend on the gopher. Let's depend on General Beauregard Lee here in Atlanta. Let's depend on Phil up there in Philadelphia. Blah, blah, blah. Well, that's why we need Bill Murray to take him out either like he did in Groundhog Day or like he did in Caddyshack. Well, I'm going to drown this little sucker. I'm going to take this little sucker. I'm going to drown him. I'm just going to put him right here. And I could be a grand girlfriend. I'm just going to drown him. Yes. That dadgum gopher lied to us. You're going to get early spring. Yeah, right. We depend on a gopher to tell us our weather and politicians on both sides of the aisle to tell us we're right for being bad. Yeah, really. Let's don't depend on God, which is Holy Week this week. No. Let's don't depend on him, the creator of everything. No. We're going to depend on a gopher to tell us the weather. It's a fun little thing to do, Ryan. You just want to take fun away. Also, I'm going to talk about Quantum Leap, the new series. I get into that sometime this morning or this week. Back in a moment.
Play has set its Sweet 16 matchups for next week. Out of the East, it'll be UConn tipping off against San Diego State, while Illinois matches up against Iowa State. In the South, it's Duke and Houston, Marquette and NC State. From the West, North Carolina takes on Alabama, and Clemson and Arizona will be on the hardwood. From the Midwest, Purdue and Gonzaga, Creighton and Tennessee. In racing, Willie Byron wins at the Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas. The Daytona 500 winner earned his second win of the season.
Yeah, I got that right.
And Peter Malnati is PGA Tour winner again, and this time is going to the Masters. Malnati shot a 67 to win the Valspar Championship by 2 shots over Cameron Young. It's Malnati's first win in more than 8 years on the tour. This is SRN Sports. RN Sports.
WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, Noonan, Sharpsburg, Franklin, LaGrange. NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Some conservatives are not happy with the $1 trillion spending package just signed into law by the president. Texas Congressman Chip Roy is among them.
I didn't want to get everything. Right? I wanted to, but I knew I wouldn't get everything I wanted. But you know what I wanted? I wanted some sense of sanity on spending, some sense of sanity on the border, some sense of sanity on any of the issues the American people actually care about. And we got none of that.
During an interview on CNN State of the Union, the Texas
I don't care about
called
anything.
the bill a total failure for GOP leaders. He said House Speaker Mike Johnson made a mistake by backing the legislation. This, as Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene filed a motion to remove Johnson as Speaker. The legislation will cover the Departments of Defense, Homeland Security, Labor, Health, and Human Services, and keep the government fully funded through September 30th, which marks the end of the fiscal year. Former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is offering some advice to his successor.
Do not be fearful of a motion to vacate. I do not think they could do it again. I don't think the Democrats will go along with it too. Focus on the country, focus on the job you're supposed to do, and actually do it fearlessly.
McCarthy told CBS's Face the Nation he doesn't believe Mike Johnson will be ousted as Speaker. Former Republican National Committee Chair Ronna McDaniel says she disagrees with Donald Trump's promise to free people involved in the attack on the U.S. Capitol. Chris Coraggio with details.
During an interview on NBC's Meet the Press, McDaniel said the violence that happened on January 6th was unacceptable.
Oh,
She
yeah.
said those convicted should serve out their sentence. McDaniel emphasized, however, she doesn't hold the former president responsible for the riot.
I'd love to be at the Riz right now.
The RNC earlier this month and is joining NBC News as a political analyst.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Okay, so Domino's perfect combo includes 2 medium one-topping pizzas, 16 Parmesan bread bites, 8 cinnamon twists, and a 2-liter of Coke. Today we're on the street asking real people how much they think it all costs.
All of it?
All of it.
$44 or $45?
$34.99.
The 2 pizzas are probably 10 each.
75?
What if I told you that this Domino's perfect combo is only $19.99?
What?
At the thrift store.
This will be a family.
It's Domino's perfect combo, and it's all just $19.99.
I'm pretty handy around the house, but now that I have kids, I don't want to spend my Saturday installing a toilet or fixing an air conditioner. But thankfully, there's Home Advisor. Home Advisor helps me find the best
Power outages and everything. That's what happens.
You can read reviews of the pros, check their availability, even book appointments online.
Oh, another word for the nation. Oh, Riz. Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Or download the free app to get started.
Family fun is back in Lynette.
At first, I was trying to figure out what you were saying, but now I know what you mean. Hey, I'm just now waking up. Prime doesn't do as good as coffee, so sorry about that, Pete. Trying to wake up.
Top expert in medical, health, and life insurance. Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine Preston, your trusted agent for finding the perfect plan to fit your budget. She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you. Don't miss out on the chance to make the right choice for your financial future. 706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sales agent.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location. 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken, right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton.
Hank Arnold here from Cowboy the Force. Cowboy the Force is Newman's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.cowboytheforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
Hi, this is Mark Soriano, asking you to tune in to Let Go and Let God every
Got up at 5 a.m. I normally get up about that time, but this morning I was late. I stayed up watching something that I wanted to watch. So, oh man, it's late. I woke up close to 6 o'clock, so I'm not awake. Oh, it's 8. Sorry about that. Tomorrow, I'll hopefully be at 110%. Thank you, Quagmire in Cleveland. All right, Pete. See you, Peter. Quagmire. Get it right. Joe's mad. Giggity, giggity. We are still going, Stewie. We still going. Giggity, giggity. Good morning, good evening, good night. Well, you went to bed about 1 a.m. Me too. Or maybe a little bit earlier than that. Wow. My alarm didn't go off like I wanted it to there, Pete. We're in period number 2. You're awake, I'm awake, and we're ready to rock and roll, I guess. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm host of the most, the one, the only Ryan O'Neal, and of course, 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast, shout it out loud, across the RyanORadio media page. Earth Rock Radio, Arizona, New Mexico, the Navajo Nation, all over there. And we're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally, the Jordan Communication and Family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE, your home for Atlanta's real talk, news, talk, inspirational talk, women's talk, and Southern sports. Yes, I need some good coffee, Gail. Thank you for joining us. Hey, period number 2 underway here for you guys. I'm waking up in style. Hopefully you're waking up in style. And to all my haters, well, I got one thing to say to you. Listen up close to this, haters. I am the man around here at 48 degrees, and it is about 8 minutes past the hour. Your time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things all. Michael the Crew can exterminate and lay the smackdown for you. That's right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. We appreciate everyone being with us. Your time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Coffee for all. Yes, we definitely need that. Andrew Pilatus, my lovely bride. She said, he's the man. I'm trying to be. Trying to be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot in store for you this hour. And I've got the question on here that's probably going to hit a little deep this morning. With the events going on with the NCAA March Madness, a lot of you missed on CBS your soap operas. Probably missed them on the other channels too. I think they were doing games over there too. Friday was the day that everybody missed their soap operas because of March Madness. Well, we're getting close to the top 16 and then the Final Four. And two teams that are making it go as they head to the semifinals and they're in the top 16 or the 16. Who do you think is going to advance into the NCAA semifinals? Alabama or North Carolina? 58% of you believe North Carolina is going to beat Alabama, with only 42% of you believe in Alabama. Drinking green tea this morning is what Pete is drinking. So who do you think is going to come out on top? And of course, they've got opportunities to take on Purdue or Gonzales. The winners go to the Final Four, where you're going to have Clemson and Arizona, as well as on the other side, Tennessee and their opponent. Wow. It's just a big thing going on. Thank you, Gail. She says she's been here sharing the show. Thank you. So there you go. That's what's going on. Let us know in the poll. Now, some people wouldn't probably be like, I know you're asking this question, but what happened on Bold and the Beautiful Friday? What happened on The Young and the Restless? They canceled that for this basketball when they could put it on their CBS Sports Network. I know, I get it, I understand. But there's big money being bet on this, Vegas odds and all that kind of stuff. They care more about the money that they're getting than the shows that you really want to watch. I don't know why they had to start it on Friday. Everybody should have been working. You guys some of you complain about the economy and people not working, but you're going to stay out of work and bet on whether Gonzales goes all the way, or Arizona, or Purdue, or Alabama, or North Carolina, or Clemson. Oh, Lord. All right. Let's jump into some of the headlines this morning. Some Israel news. Once again, we're getting some updates here. UN to vote on another resolution demanding a ceasefire in Gaza. Also, leaders from Israel headed to Washington talking about an invasion that had happened. U.S. citizens flee Haiti, with gang violence escalating there even further. Storms across the United States calling frigid temps and power outages. Flagstaff, one place that's got snow, but parts of Arizona does, other parts don't. Parts of New Mexico as well. It's hot out there, but snow on the ground in some places. Wow. DIY shelters raising crime, drug use concerns, and aiming at housing crisis. North Korea says Japan's prime minister is going to be offered to meet with Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un. Oh, Kim Jong-un. The top seeds advance to Sweet 16. We talked about all those news stories. Jasper is on spring break, so I'm going to be getting a run for my money this week. Headed to get him another bike yesterday, so he'll have something to do this week. Well, tell Jasper he's spoiled and he doesn't need that when we got bills to pay. Jasper approved. I'm sorry. 2 of the 4 suspects charged in Russia's concert hall attacked. admit to guilt during a court hearing. Vladimir Putin is trying to deflect the blame from Moscow attack on an ex-U.S. ambassador. I will tell him that. And those are the headline news you can check out for yourself on the WQEE page. All right. Sweet Leaf's like, hey, with some of the area being in snow, don't you got that devotion for us, Ryan? You got that right, brother. I got that devotion for you. Thank you very much. We're going to do this right quick. Why? Okay, what is going on here? Okay, good. Just want to make sure we got a lot of people on there. Well, a few people on. All right, time for our daily devotion brought to you by our friends at Noonan City Church. Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue here in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. It is Holy Week. We had Palm Sunday yesterday, and coming up on this Sunday, he froze. I'm back, though. I had to knock something off the page so I could see you guys. Palm Sunday this Sunday, or yesterday, coming up is Easter Sunday this weekend. And on Sunday morning, just to let you guys know, listen up. This Sunday, it's going to be special services. 8 a.m. services, 9:30 a.m. services, 11 a.m. services, and 6:30 p.m. services for our Sunday. Plus, we got services at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights this week. Is Easter leading up to Easter Sunday. Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue here in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. Pastor Cedric, Pastor Darren, congratulations to him and his wife Ashley, as well as Pastor Jimmy Olson, invite you out to transform lives for Jesus' sake. And retiring is Pastor Randy. Good morning to him and Miss Karen for being with us at the church. So that's our Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue here in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. 25th day of March. Bringing together from Jesus Listen, Psalm 62:8, Isaiah 41:13, Psalms 46:10, and Jeremiah 31:3 together. Jesus, my Lord, my Savior, my friend. I come to you weak and weary, on the verge of feeling overwhelmed. It's comforting to know that you are perfectly aware of what's going on inside of me and all my difficulties. Nothing's hidden from you. Nothing is hidden from him. By the way, nothing is hidden from him. I pour out my heart to you. You are my refuge. It's such a relief to let down my guard and realize to be real with you and with myself. Telling you all my struggles, enhancing my relationship with you, and creating a peaceful mindset. Help me to rest in the safety of your presence, trusting in you and understanding you completely, because love me with an everlasting love. I am thankful that you never left my side. You have a firm grip on me and you won't let go. The knowledge gives me courage and confidence in my journey. As I walk along my path, I can hear you telling me, don't panic, don't panic. I'm right here to help you. In your encouraging name, Jesus, amen. That's right. That's what he's saying. Don't panic. You don't need everything. Don't panic. I'll get what you need. Don't panic. Don't be mad with your fellow man. Don't panic. Don't judge. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic if you can't get that bill paid. I mean, he's not going to go let the bill disappear, but he'll help you a way to get it, you know. I was hearing that on Let Go and Let God yesterday, and it was so funny. It was like, good morning, big guy. How you doing this morning? BK on the air, one of my favorite guys from Canton, Georgia. Let me tell you something. Without him, there's no Canton. He might not feel like that, but I do. Him and I think it's an Andy. BK on the air, he gives you all the entertainment news you need to know, from all the way back to the 40s and beyond to all the way up to today. I have an idea that everybody would love, but I'm not going to give it out yet. Even you'd love this one, BK, if I told you about it. Something just came to me all of a sudden. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, God bless God this morning and everything. Everything is going on. I tell you what, sometimes. Yeah, like I said, I was listening to this Let Go, Let God show, new show we have on the network here on Sunday mornings. And he was like, God's not going to let that deal disappear, but he'll find a way to help you out. Yeah, make sure you get that payment in. He said, God's not going to let you win the lottery. I thought that was the funniest thing in the world. Because so many people go, God, man, I need this lottery, man. I need it now, man. I need it. God's like, dude, you're about to get a little extra money. And it's like, God, he says in the show, he says, God's not going to let you win the lottery or, yeah, maybe you got that rich uncle or something. You may get some kind of money, but it's not always going to come through like that. I thought it was funny. Hey, don't leave, guys. Where you going? Don't we leaving? But I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. 20 minutes past the hour. We're holding it. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? 48 degrees. Woo, it's going to be cold tonight. Rain coming in. Who do you think is going to advance in NCAA semifinals between Alabama and North Carolina? We're into the Sweet 16 right now coming up. Alabama and North Carolina both are tied at 50%. Those Crimson Tide fans are not going to give up. And look, they are relentless. As an Auburn fan, I will tell you that. And even with Saban leaving as the head football coach, they're still going to be like, we'll have a down year, but we're still going to wipe you guys out. And it might be true. I'm going to be honest. I tell it like it is. I tell the truth. So I'm not going to lie to Alabama, even with a new coach and a down year and everything, still going to come out and whoop some people's butts. Yeah. We only beat you by 2 touchdowns this time. Cartersville, I'm sorry. Why was I saying Canton? Oh, I went to Canton back in December. That's why. All I could think about was in that area is my buddy BK. Sorry there, Cartersville. That's right. Let's go to the phone lines and see who's on the phone lines this morning. I didn't get enough sleep last night. Sorry, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Hello?
Hello? Yeah.
Hey.
Returning your call.
Returning my call.
Yeah.
This is the radio station.
Okay. Well, I just got a call from this number, and I was on the other line, so I'm just calling back. So
I don't know how that came through. I'm sorry. All right. I didn't know. I apologize. Yeah, WQEE in Noonan, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, guys, have a good day, and sorry about I'm just calling back.
No problem. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the phone lines are just messing with all of us this morning. You know what I mean?
You got it, bro.
All right. You have a good one too. All right. Bye. Oh, Lord. I don't know how that happened. My phone called somebody and then returned the call. Pete says, I like Rotide better. Sorry, guys. I stayed up late watching television last night and didn't get to sleep till late. So I'm not 110%. I apologize to all of you guys. And I didn't hit the phone, so I don't know what's going on. The phones are messing up this morning. I don't know what is going on. Dude, that's weird, guys. I didn't hit that phone number here. Nope. I don't know who that was. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. I apologize to you. The evil phone is taking over and calling people. I'm like, buffering. My phone's buffering. I'm still 100% here. I don't know what's going on. They're coming to get me, guys. They're coming to get me because I'm bringing you the guys together. We don't want Republicans and Democrats and independents liking this guy. They'll all come together. They'll all liking one another and working together. No, we can't have that. Stop this guy. Make him call some poor guy that's trying to work this morning. Let's make his phone call somebody and entertain him. The guy was nice about it. He was. But I'd have been like, what? Huh? Why did you call me? And then it's trying to buffer on Pete this morning. The enemy's mad because I presented you guys with something that brings us together. That's what it is. Sweet Leaf says, the spirits always try to come after you when you do right. I know, right? Sweet Leaf from the Navajo Nation. Sue says, we love hearing that every morning. Wow. On the Navajo Nation. The rest of us need to get straight up. All right. Court orders in Florida for a man to remove a shipping container boat from a lagoon. A federal court on Friday, let me talk about this right quick, ordered this man to remove his home-made floating structure from a local lagoon in South Florida. The lawsuit comes from a 2021 an alleged violation that the Rivers and Harbors Act by placing a structure made from a modified shipping container and floating docks into the waters without any authority. That's why. Which is a violation of the River and Harbors Act. Well, the gentleman allegedly moved the structure into different areas of the Lake Worth Lagoon in Palm Beach County, and the docks became a little bit more different occasions, and one dock split away from the structure as well. What? Now, we make homemade boats in Georgia, and we don't care, okay? Dadgum Florida. You guys can't come do that here. We will in Georgia. We'll go on the rivers we want to. You don't tell us what we do. We can, if it can float, we'll get on it. Court order says he violated something. The city says the violation happened. A federal court issued a summary judgment ruling the structure was legally a boat. Oh, okay. So they said it was legally a boat. And the city then bought it at auction for less than a third of the value and destroyed it. Oh, see there? The federal law said it was a boat, and then they destroyed it. Oh, we don't want you we want you buying your boats from us, not making your own. Hey, we're crafty in the South. We'll take, and if it can float, we'll put all kind of things on it. We'll take a picnic table and make it into a boat. We'll take a car and make it into a boat. No beat up car. They were just jealous this guy came up with something different probably. Instead of him buying a houseboat, he's like, okay, I'm going to build my own houseboat because I'm a crafty gentleman. He must be from Georgia or Alabama. Because if it had been anywhere else around the United States, it'd been like, I guess we're going to have to buy a boat. And it sounds like, oh, buy a boat? Why am I going to waste that money when I go get that lumber from the lumber yard and make me one? And they call us dumb. Am I right? Duck like they have in Tennessee. Oh, wow. I don't want to say that. Get them. Gail's going to get you 27 minutes past the hour. That is currently 48 degrees in the metro Atlanta area. Good morning, our friends in Cartersville. BK on the air. I got it right this time. Forgive me, guys, I am barely awake because I was watching the Quantum Leap, the new version. FAA is warning the travel disruptions surrounding the total solar eclipse that's coming up on April 8th. Got to talk about this as we head into the break. In April, the sun and the moon are going to come together and form a total eclipse, casting over a path of darkness across 13 states from 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. that day. Dallas, Texas, Cleveland, Ohio, just two places that are going to be covered. We'll talk about it and the crazy conspiracy theories that are going on. It's the end of the time, man. They're going to come get you during that time. Yep. It's all them. They're going to come get you. We'll talk about that after the break. Still, I got some other things to talk about. I'll give you an update. Did I not call the poll question on Friday? Did I not say that Roman Reigns, one of the answers, Roman Reigns is going to have the bloodline attack with Cody, but then also said Cody had a surprise for Roman. So I got right. Cody had a surprise for Roman. Leading into WrestleMania. Next Friday, we'll talk WrestleMania. Not this Friday, but next Friday. This Friday's Good Friday. We're going to talk about Resurrection Sunday. This Friday. Oh my God, Ryan, you're going to talk about different things. Why? I don't know. Sometimes it pisses people off that I talk about different things like that. He talks about God. Well, it's a Christian, well, it's a believers-based radio program. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Back in a moment, I think his prime is starting to work. I can't believe Jake or Logan Paul or whatever. Yeah, Jake Paul is going to be the one to get beat up by Mike Tyson. Logan Paul says, I'm not going to box anymore. I'm not as good at it as I am wrestling. He kissed Randy Orton. Randy Orton's going to kill him at WrestleMania. Back in a moment. Randy Orton was a Marine.
Cloudy skies going into tonight with a 50% chance of rain. East southwest winds.
That's right. It's going to be raining tonight. I knew. That's what the guy on the air is saying.
Possible to high near 64, 90% chance of rain to take you to about a 70% chance for Tuesday night.
He needs to tape his ears back.
By Wednesday, considerable cloudiness early. Some decreasing clouds by the afternoon. High near 73. Winds northwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cool and cold on Wednesday night with low near.
Good morning, Cher. How you doing this morning? Welcome in.
Time to time. That's your active weather forecast, sponsored by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street here in Newton. Active Pest Control offers the best services and prices to protect your home. Offering both monthly and quarterly pest control services, plus specific services like bed bug, vermin roach, and flea control. Even if you can't see them, insects are all around you 24/7. Active Pest Control must be the first line of defense. Active Pest Control. Repair, buy, best termite coverage around. Active Pest Control. 34.
All right.
770.
We're getting ready to come back. You're awake. I'm barely.
Selling or buying a home in any market, but especially today, you raise a lot of questions. Hi, I'm Amy with Killingsworth Realty. My husband Todd and I serve the Coweta and local area. Our purpose at our first meeting is to learn your goals, answer questions, and provide resources so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. 678-525-00.
I stayed up watching a show last night. Want to get caught up on some show called Quantum Leap, the new version. It's not too bad. There'll be some things people are like, oh, no way. But I don't care. I don't care. Be there.
Hey, sports fans. Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Drive time on WQEE. Braves Country is a Southern sports talk show with Matt McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. That's Braves Country with Matt McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. Weekdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Hi, Lisa Wolf to tell you that
Was watching Vikings. Sometimes that stuff gets away with you. It's like, oh, I got to work in the morning. Just one more. I'll be all right. Lots of rain and snow. Yeah, I knew that Iowa's going to get all that snow. Got a little Saturday night inches of snow now. Wow. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. I hope you're having a great morning so far. A lot of snow and rain in Iowa this morning. We'll keep you abreast of what's going on there. I know that side of the country's getting it. I need to move back to the side of the country so you guys don't get it so much. All right, let's jump into this, ladies and gentlemen. Still to come, we'll talk about the stacked Raw lineup tonight. And, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about what I said Friday. Cody Rhodes had a surprise for the Bloodline. I told you. I knew what I was show. I'm tired of giving ideas and nobody giving me any money back for it. Tired of coming up with all these great ideas and not making millions of dollars off of it when all these other jabronis are. As The Rock would say, all these other jabronis are making money. Because they're, hey, boss, I heard this. I'm going to tell you this idea. We only maybe got an inch of snow. Well, that's not bad. Parts like Flagstaff in Arizona getting a little bit of snow. They're going to get up to 6 inches by the end of the next couple of days, but it's kind of normal for them. Something that's worrying some of you, that's should be you. And we'll jump into that in a minute, but let me give you a couple other news stories. Death toll in Moscow for the concert hall raised up to 133. The 2 of the 4 suspects have admitted to what they did in a Russian court. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the Powerball and the Mega Million jackpot each are at $1 billion as of Friday, and no one's won it. Maybe we'll go out and win it. Yeah, right. We'll see. I don't even know if that could be real. We're supposed to get up 20 and more inches an inch. Wow. Supposed to get 20 and got an inch. Wow. Well, thank goodness you didn't get no more than 20 or got just an inch. That's what she said. Well, the FAA is, we told you before the break, the FAA is looking into travel the day of the solar eclipse. Not because there's any kind of big conspiracy nut lizard people QAnon theory, ladies and gentlemen. I'm tired of these crazy conspiracy nuts sitting in their mom's basements or their basements thinking the world's coming to an end because of a typical solar eclipse. Don't look at the sun. Don't look at it. I don't care what anybody says. It's not angels coming down here. Don't look at the sun and blow your eyes out and go, I don't have any vision. I can't feel sorry for you if you hurt yourself. All right, coming up on April the 8th, there will be some less travels because 13 states, including parts of Dallas, Texas, and Cleveland, Ohio, are going to be affected by this eclipse. I wonder if we're going to see it here. It's going to get dark here. All you got to do is turn your lights on to your car if you're traveling somewhere. You know, it's like nighttime during the day. But there'll be people that go, I'm going to get those glasses and look at the eclipse. Okay. I understand people that are into astronomy, 100 every single day, all year long, 12 months out of the year. But those of us who are the eclipse isn't close to me. Thank goodness, Cher. I don't know if it's going to be close to me or not, probably so, but I don't care. I got other things to do that day. I mean, I've seen them in the past. All it is the sun going in front of the moon. Okay. That's all it is. The sun going in front of the moon. If you want to have a good time and get eclipse classes and all this kind of stuff and do it, cool beans. I'm down with that. I am 100% down with that. That is awesome. If you don't care about it, that's awesome too. You see how much I am for everybody being happy? I will be working that day. So, you know, if it goes out, I'll just be like, turn the lights on. It's supposed to be a lunar eclipse tonight. Yes, there is. I think that's cool too. But I'm just going to say that this is just the way it is. It's this time of year. Things are changing. People have different points of view of why there's a lunar eclipse and why this eclipse. Different have points of view. Some people are in the astronomy type of thing, and they'll come up with reasons and everything. That's cool. Whatever. Just like welding, don't look into the lights. Exactly. Yeah, but you know that because you're a welder, Pete. Everybody else don't understand that. Oh, look at it. You're like, what? You know what we need to have? We need to have welders train us. That's what we need. Okay, don't look into the light. Now check this out. There's only one time you're supposed to look into the light, and that's the end of your life. So, now I'm getting a little freaky on some people. But look, it's not anything. I mean, there's so many conspiracy theories online. I mean, what is wrong? But I know why they're doing it, so they can get hits and clicks on their pages. Because these are people who don't want to work real jobs like in real radio, real news, where I have to work hard, and all my fellow radio people out there have to work hard. He says, I refuse to die, laugh out loud. I hear you, brother. So they're going to get on there and lie to people and tell them, scare them. Let's get frightened. This is rumors of war and wars. This is lies, ladies and gentlemen. It's the same thing. It's lies. So don't believe anything you hear on these clickbait sites. They're going to come up with 500 different reasons. Then they're going to blame it on the Republicans and Democrats, which have nothing to do with the eclipse. Well, you know, it's a Republican representative or Democrat representative, John Jones. John Jones is the reason the eclipse is happening. No, it's not. Not any politician has to do with that damn eclipse. Well, the eclipse is happening because we're all evil. No, we're all been evil for a while. God gets ready like it is in Noah's days. He's going to destroy us. All right, I'm done with you guys. We're starting over. You're taking it. You're laughing about it, right? Well, the thing about it is so many people go overboard on all this stuff when it's just science. And it's been doing this for years. And there's been a number of times we've had eclipse. It's not 13 states are not, the world's not shutting down because 13 states, okay, are going to be dark for an hour. And 9 times out of 10, you don't even go that whole hour. Exactly. It's all God with the eclipse. And every time we go, it's from 2:30 to 3:30, that might mean it's going to start at 2:30 in one state and end at 3:30 in another state. So, you know, the whole hour is for the 13 states. It might only be like 2 minutes or 3 minutes is dark. Wherever the eclipse is going to be seen. Yep. It's a sign, says Pete. Oh, it's a sign of people. See, there you go. It only lasts 5 minutes. So from 2:30 to 3:30, it's going to be in several different states, and it's going to that's why it's going to last 5 minutes in each one of those areas and stuff. So they're saying from 2:30 to 3:30, everything's going to be shut down. They won't be doing any flights, but they're also, some of those airlines are taking flights where people can actually get on the plane and fly past it to see it up close and personal. So if it's that dangerous, that evil, of course they're going to give you some eclipse classes and stuff, but if it's that evil, how come they're doing that? If it's that dangerous, how come they're doing that? It's not. It's an eclipse. Some schools are closed. They ain't going to be closed in Georgia. Get your ass to school. I don't care that it's going to be dark out there. Turn the damn lights on. Don't send that kid home. I got to work. We got projects that day. My boss Pete says we got some welding to do. So my kid's going to school and staying in school. That's Georgia for you. I don't know about the rest of them. Maybe they're staying out of school because it's an educational thing that they got to check out. I mean, it's not dangerous. I haven't heard any Georgia schools saying they're shutting down. I really haven't. We just laugh here in Georgia, like, what? We get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go hunting. What's wrong with you? It's just a little damn dark. Georgia, guys, we got to take over the nation. We got to show these people not to be scared of the dark. I don't know what's wrong. We'll send our kids to school. Boy, you ain't staying out of school that day. I don't care. Just schools in the path. Yeah. I hear some of them are, but I haven't heard any in my area. And I know I know that some parts of Georgia is in the path of the eclipse. But I haven't heard any schools say they were going to shut down in Georgia. I mean, all they would do is, I know between that time and that time, school might be letting out. They'll just get out of school a little late. The football coach would be like, I don't care if it is dark. You better be out there on the field running. You got 25 laps to run because you got in trouble in last week or yesterday. I don't care. It's April 8th. Tell me when I'm telling lies, Georgia. Tell me. That's what we're gonna do. Everybody in Georgia just laughing, going, "Yep, he's right." My kid's not coming home early. This is come on a little later. My kid's on the football team or the basketball team or the baseball team. They're gonna practice in the dark. They'll just turn the lights on out there on the field. Goes through Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, and New York, and all out that way. Yeah. I saw that and everything, and I think Georgia somewhere is in the path. I don't know what part, maybe North Georgia. I know in North Georgia, they're not going to go home crying. Like, what's wrong with these folk? It's dark outside. Should turn your damn light on. That's why you got a flashlight. That's all. I'm telling you what we're thinking in Georgia about this whole thing. Even if it doesn't happen here, we're thinking the same thing in other states. Like, just turn your damn lights on. Get a flashlight light. All right, we're going to take a break. You don't think Georgia is involved? From what I saw last week, it said North Carolina and Georgia were involved. And South Carolina, but must be going to be changing patterns. One of the links I saw showed different areas. So even though if we're not, we're going to give you some advice from Georgia to the other states. Turn your lights on. Because it's going to be dark. Just turn your lights on and use your flashlight if you have to go outside and walk the dog. He says, I'm afraid of the dark. I'm going to give you a little southern advice. Turn your lights on. Heck, in Georgia, we want it to go dark. We're all just like, come on, bring it home. We'll just keep going and doing our thing and turn our lights on. All right, back in a moment. You know I got to mess with them. Back in a moment. Well, then change the pattern a couple of times then. Have faith. I got faith. Look, the eclipse needs to happen in Georgia because we're not going to go home. We're going to send our kids on the buses here, have lights on. Oh, damn Southern people. We're called dumb. We're sitting around going, well, if it's dark outside, turn the light on.
Classes and private seminars are available. Learn today to have a safe.
Yeah, some of them are lying, Cher. That's the thing. It's not. That's what I'm saying. It's QAnon conspiracy theories. It's not a biblical prophecy. It's just a eclipse. The people that keep saying that are people that don't have an education. They're trying to push their channels on people. And that's what I'm pissed about in my business, that we got people out there doing that and they're lying. All by faith, not in sight. Trust in the Lord. There you go, Pete. And I know that some of the ones that are lying about it are liars. And if it does happen, hey, we're supposed to be trusting in the Lord and everything. So I'm not worried about it. We got too many people out here pushing us Christians around, trying to use our Bible to make us fear natural resources so that they can continue to push their agendas and make money selling their pills online. Hey, here's a blue pill. Liar like them. I wish I could lie to everybody and make millions of dollars so I could take care of my family. But God would come get me. They worship the great liar, Satan. That's right, Pete. I mean, you got people, look, you got people that are in that astrology stuff on the other side that don't believe in our God. They think this is some kind of refreshing moon thing. So everybody has a different belief, but some of those people are just lying to try to hurt us and scare us. And I don't like that they're trying to lie to us and hurt us. Don't believe them is what I say. They're just trying to make money. It makes me angry that they do that. Got a lot of hardworking people I've worked with in the business and work around me that work all over in broadcast radio, talking about they can barely make a living because of all the lies that's being spread. Now, I mean, if the eclipse shuts down the internet, I'll be all right with that. Pete said, sacrificing to the sun gods. There you go, Pete. But I mean, look, I've heard people with different points of view about it. And I'm like, oh, please don't say all this. We got too much stuff going on in 2024, you know, to say all this stuff to scare people. It angers me that they hurting people like that. I don't get angry at the people that listen to these people. I get angry at the people for spreading the lies to these people. Because we used to believe that anything that had to do with news was news. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Get ready for April 8th. You know, I tell you one thing. I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there, and conspiracy theories are what called lies, right? But one thing I do want to know is that if the eclipse shuts down all the internet, I'll be happy with that. Let's just go back to the way you used to. Just listen to the radio, get our news media from the regular news, get our news from the regular news. It's like Pete says, they worship the great liar, Satan. Walk in faith, not by sight, trust in the Lord. I love it when Pete gets in there. Pete, we're going to start preaching. You better watch out. But yeah, please, And like I said, this is my thing. I don't want people thinking that I'm against all the people that are watching and listening to all these people. No, I'm not. I'm against the people that lying to you guys. I dislike this. I've been doing this broadcasting for 20 years. We're just trying to get this feed up on the YouTube page for the RyanORadio Penitentiary and the radio station. 50,000 plus of you listening to me worldwide. It's just, I have something down on me that just doesn't like them lying to all of you guys and dividing all you guys politically and trying to use our Bible to lie to you guys and everything. And this really hurts me because I came into this business going, I'm going to tell the truth and do what I got to do, the truth to the best I can. And if I don't, I apologize for whatever I say that might be wrong or misquote. But most stuff, tell me when I'm telling lies. That's what I say because I'm usually telling it. 99% of the time, all of my stuff is true. 1% is that maybe, but it's just one of those things that I'm discouraged with. It's just strange that it makes an X with the 2017 one, goes through lots of towns with biblical names, just keeping an open mind. There's not biblical, it's not going through those towns. That's just something they put on the internet. That's not real. I mean, I understand keeping an open mind, but that's the problem we have. We're keeping an open mind to the point where we're believing that lizard people are real. They're going to come down here and eat you and sacrifice you. That every one of the people in Congress are lizard people eating humans. We believe that, and all they're doing is every one of them is just fattening their pockets. They're just worried about money. That's all they are. Okay. They're selfish human beings with money. They're not monsters. I guess they're monsters in a way that they don't care about us, but they're not monsters in the monster form. And I understand where you're coming from there, Cher, but I still say those people are lying to you and it's coming off of false clickbait news sites and false clickbait people that sit on the YouTube. And like I said, everybody that gets on the YouTube, if they don't have a radio station or real TV station, not left wing or right wing media, but real television station, real radio, 9 times out of 10, they're just sitting there in their house making up stuff. Okay. They're making it up. They don't know what they're talking about. They've never done this business. That's what makes me angry is I've been training this business on what we're supposed to do and not to do. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not from any news source, so it's not real. I'm telling you, it's made up. I'm telling you that it's clickbait. If these people are not in this business, they don't know what they're talking about, period. Sorry. It's called opinions. And I've been doing this 20 years, and people think they can walk in this door and do what I do, but they can't. Just because you can talk don't mean you can do what I can do. And I'm not trying to be a butthole to anybody, but that's the reality of it. That's why I'm not making multi-millions, because I'm not sitting here lying to you. These people are getting clickbaits and lying to people. They're liars. It's like they worship the great liar, Satan, it's like Pete said. News sources, and I'm not talking against news sources. Some of the news sources do a little extreme stuff, I know what they do. We call them fake news or whatever, but they go a little far. They like to argue and everything. But all these people that you're watching on the YouTube, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And if I find them, I'm going to report them and have them shut off because they're liars. You cannot lie in this business. They're lying. If you believe lies, you're believing the father of lies, which is Satan. And the news, I know you don't watch the news, but in the news, we've all got away from the news because of the division. And I understand that. But I'm not going to listen to Alex Jones don't know what he's talking about, period. Let's just say he don't know what he's talking about, period. Okay, he's a liar. He started doing it on radio in Texas years ago, just making up conspiracy theories so he can go far, and he made money off of it. And he sells, merchandise. And people, he's right. No, he's not right. People like that are not right. They're liars. They want you to subscribe to their page. And you don't have a lot of subscriptions there because I don't lie. I know you don't listen to him. I'm just using him as an example. Because he's one of the ones that was spreading this lies. It's not going to happen. All it's going to be is darkness over these areas supposed to be from 2:30 to 3:30, like I said, 5 minutes or something. And it's not going to last all day. And nothing big is going to happen. And all these people are going to come back and say, well, it didn't happen this time, but it's going to happen again. It's going to happen down the road. That's what conspiracy theories are. They're just to get you angry and mad. And then when it doesn't happen, you go, okay, thank God that didn't happen. God saved us. No, it was never going to happen. God's not going to let anything like that happen to his people. That's not in the Bible. An eclipse are not in the Bible. Back in a moment. Yeah, that's what makes me sick about all these people. I know that the news people have their agenda to make money. I'm against that, but 98% of whatever they all try to do, they do try to do it in a news form. Everybody's coming on here doing it from their mom's basement or their basement and not doing it from a radio station. The reason they're not working in radio or television is because they don't have the capabilities of doing that. And I only use Alex Jones as an example because he was fired from radio because he cost the radio station he was working for millions of dollars for lying. And I feel bad that one of his guys are sitting up in jail right now. It should be out because all he was doing was trying to do his job. He was part of what happened on January 6th, and he went to jail, and Alex Jones didn't do anything for him. But there'll be people that want to fight me for Alex Jones. I know not you, Sharon, but I don't really care if they do or not. But I've been doing this for 20-something years, and it's ridiculous that's why I think we need to shut down the internet, social media. Only let people know what they're doing be on there because people like that are just liars. And I hate that. I hate that. I hate that they're sitting here literally lying to all of us. They're the ones that cause all this really division. They claim they're always right and never right. But there'll be people who don't like me for telling them, not you, I'm not you guys that are listening, but there'll be other people who don't like me because I tell them that they're lying. Because they want it to be true. What's true is our economy's crap. What's true is inflation is up. What's true is people are fighting one another over politics. That's what's true. But if we all come together, you know what I'm saying? The eclipse is not part of the Bible. Whoever's telling you this don't know what they're talking about. They're just a conspiracy nut that needs to be put in a mental hospital. That's where they need to be put. God's not going. I've read the Bible through and through. darkness is not the eclipse of the way it is. That's not what it's meaning. But I'm not going to get into it. There's a lot of crazy people out there, and they're false pastors, false prophets that are going to lie too. I saw the one guy that said, "Oh, these different towns are all biblical." He don't even know what he's talking about. Hopefully, get him shut down. We are not the Holy Land. We are the United States. All that stuff that happened in the Bible happened in Israel, the Holy Land, where the war is going on. That is the real deal that's connected to the Bible. The war that's going on in Israel between Israel and Hamas is in the Bible. We're just nothing. I hate to say it, we're nothing. And the eclipse that they're talking about has to do with the end times, not to do with an eclipse like we're having next week. Those were times, dark times. They did that during Noah's time. I mean, not Noah's time. Yeah, Noah's time. And Moses' time. But that's in Israel. The word eclipse isn't mentioned, but acts of it. That's what I'm saying. It's darkness. But next week's or the April 8th thing, whenever it is, not next week or the week after, whatever. April 8th, when this happened, this has nothing to do with the Bible. Unless fallen angels come down and start attacking and Jesus comes back, which I'm hoping that Jesus comes on back, because I'm tired of the lies that these false prophets are telling us. Stars are getting bright. Good morning. Really? Am I going to be able to call him? There you go. The solar eclipse is affecting my internet. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's wow, because it sucks. Hasn't got here yet, and it's affecting my internet. Coming up, this final period, we get into sports. This hour, we'll talk with Coach Tommy Lewis inside the Coach's Corner. We'll get you the real deal that's going on. Holyfield. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, Ryan O'Neal, and of course, I am the game. Tell it like it is. Straight edge, independent skeptic. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast, Shout It Out Loud. Across the RyanORadio media page. Earth, Rock, Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're out there, of course, across the British Columbia Isles of Canada. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we're across the Jordan Communication and Family Real Radio stations, 99.1 FM, WQEE, the key, home of news, talk, inspirational talk, and ladies and gentlemen, we are the home of Southern sports. Real live voices all day long. Not part of the mainstream agenda, and we're straight up telling it like it is to my haters. Listen up. I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. 8 minutes past the hour, 50 degrees under cloudy skies out there as we're trying to get our stuff up and going. I guess that solar eclipse is already affecting me now. Oh, my goodness. Well, we'll talk more about that as we get closer to it. I know we're going to have continuous coverage of it, but I didn't want to get into some of the coverage of some of these lunatics online that just want to make money. So going inside the coach's corner, we're going to do some sports this hour. We're going to get away from the lunacy this morning. You get it? Lunacy, lunar eclipse. So oh man, I'm picking with you guys. I got to make fun of it because it gets irritating that people out here trying to turn us against each other and use the Bible for its purpose that it's not being used for. Everything in the Bible is an example of what to do and what not to do. It's not an example of well, I can do this. The last book of the Bible is an example of what's coming, but we don't know exactly how the end time comes. We got 500 million movies and shows about Judgment Day that we in our human minds think, and we don't even know exactly what it is. So I pray that you guys don't let this solar eclipse or this eclipse between coming up on April the 8th make you think it's something more than what it is. I pray. I don't want nobody to be mad at me about that, but I do pray because it irritates me that people sit in my business where I work my ass off for 20 years and they're sitting there lying, and people would rather listen to liars than even tell the truth because it sounds so much easier. And everybody keeps telling me, we just keep telling the truth, Ryan. Just keep telling the truth. It's all right. Just keep telling God's going to be God. You know, sometimes it makes me, I know God is the only for telling the truth, but sometimes I just want to lie so I can make millions. But you'd be lying. Yeah, they know they're lying too. And no, I'm not just talking about the mainstream media. I'm talking about clickbait people. And it does irritate the living mess out of me. The reason I'm talking about this is I'm waiting for my website to come up so that I can look up a number that I need to call. So that's why I continue to move forward in this mess. But yeah, been doing this for 20 something years and irritated with it. And I don't sit around smoking the piece of pipe, which Sweet Leaf says we don't need to be doing anyway, right, Sleeve? He said, you guys are smoking some stuff off the nation that we don't have. I don't know what's wrong with you people. I can't explain it, Sweet Leaf. I can't. Yeah, I know you guys have a different view of what's going to happen, but Sue says, yeah, we do, but we're not going to get into it. So we know there's different views on it. Bob says, well, it won't be the end times for sure. All right, Bob, I don't want to get into that. But I appreciate your opinion. Lord. Well, thanks. I appreciate you sending that to me, whoever sent that to me. All right, let's get into some sports this morning. Let's do some sports news. Falcons, Benji Robinson is among those with a rare perfect NCAA tournament bracket, kind of like Richard Holdridge. He is known for his unique football skills, but also an opportunity to be a gifted NCAA men's basketball tournament winner, as his brackets keep picking the final Sweet 16, and I think he got them. The Falcon Star expects 2 double-digit seeds with North Carolina State, Colorado, and a few other ones. Wow, he got that right. He knew his stuff, man. We should be watching Benji, following him. Free agency for a designated hitter, J.D. Martez, has agreed to a 1-year deal at $1 million with the New York Mets. Congratulations. Congratulations. Ronda Rousey combat sports icon and WWE women's champion, former women's champion. The 37-year-old said who went 12-2 in the UFC fighting. She also is known as the Raw Women's Champion. She says she's retired because of concussions. That's why she retired. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. All right, WWE WrestleMania is a couple of weeks away, and Smackdown kicked off with Santina Escobar beating Rey Mysterio with the help of Dominant Mysterio, who was masked. Bayley thanked Naomi for helping her out backstage. Naomi and her talked about it. She was understanding. Bianca Belair says, "Still don't trust you. You beat me up." She left, and then of course, Damage Control attacks Naomi and them. 48 degrees feels like 42. I know. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory defeat OC to move forward in the tag team tournament for WrestleMania. Iota Sky attacks Bayley, and Damage Control attacks Naomi. Pretty Deadly starts a fight with KO, and Randy Orton comes up and says, "We'll take you guys out." Of course, Randy Orton was attacked by Gracer and Waller and Austin Theory to help out Logan Paul. Logan Paul kissed Randy Orton. Ugh. And ladies and gentlemen, Roman Reigns into the night. Oh, Street Profits defeated AOC to move forward in the tag team tournament. And Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman come out. They get in with Cody. They have their little disagreement. Cody goes to shake his hand. Now we're going to leave. Here comes down the bloodline. The blood, of course, I told you Cody Rhodes didn't come along. He brought Seth freaking Rollins, the world champion, along with Jey Uso. And of course, when Raw went off, ladies and gentlemen, guess who was in the ring together? Jimmy and Jey Uso. Huh? What? Oh, what? They really coming out of character. The Devil Comet is supposed to be passing by and be visible soon. The Devil Comet. I haven't heard about that one. I haven't heard about that. Conspiracy theories. I'm going to have to look that up before I say anything about it. I don't know, but I don't think the devil's in the sky. We've always been told he was pushed into out of the heavens. So he's here on earth with us, causing mayhem, destruction, and lying. I know the devil's here, but I want to know about the Devil Comet. Did they just call it that because it's fiery? That some kind of scientist figured it out? I don't even know why this. See, the clips is just before it comes on April 8th, it's destroying my computer. I'm sitting here trying to pull up internet. Good, maybe the internet go down. I don't know. All right, let's see. That's that. Told you what was going to happen. Told you what was going to happen on Raw. You say, SmackDown. See, I know what I'm talking about. And who do you think is going to advance to the NCAA semifinals? Alabama or North Carolina? North Carolina's got 56% of the votes, where Alabama's got 44% of your votes. The grand internet is trying to mess us up. So I can't look up that information because the great wow internet that wants to overcharge. Remember when the internet was fast, like 10 years ago? It has a folk tale, I think, comes every 71 years, last seen in 1954. Oh, I've never heard of it. I'd have to ask one of my experts that get into some of that information and see what they think about it. They probably have more information on it than I would. I have to look it up. I don't want to look it up because then there's going to be 2 points of view, and I don't know who either one of those are. I just need to get. I'll ask one of my experts. I appreciate you letting me know because I've never heard of it. Maybe ask Brenda or something, send her a message, see if she knows about it. Because she knows all that historic stuff. I just know my internet is slow. It's spinning for some reason. It's a good thing my phone is on its own internet. Might have to come off it just to get that number. 20 minutes past the hour. The sun's trying to come out now, Pete. With the 48 degrees out there. Let's see. I think I got all the baseball sports news in. We'll talk about the life and crimes of Vince McMahon tomorrow. Maybe. I'm getting tired of hearing about Vince McMahon. Nobody cares if these billionaires do anything wrong. As long as I like them, I'm going to let them go. And the Bible says the rich man, it'd be hard for him to get into heaven. But we're not going to believe that. I'm going to ignore that. I did that one. I'm not going to bring that story back up about Riley Strain. We'll keep him and his family in our prayers. That would hit hard right there with the guy, the kid coming from the concert, dying. He might have walked into the river, or some of them might have been. They said there's no foul play on that kid, and he's a college kid, and that really hits kind of hard. He has his whole future ahead of him. Whew. So this is for college kids out there. If you're gonna go party, make sure you have a group together. If you're gonna go to a concert, have a group together. It's freezing up now. Have that one person that's gonna be able to take you, ladies and gentlemen, home. If you're going to go to a concert, a party, or whatever, make sure you have a friend that you trust. There ain't no pop-up blocker. What's wrong with you? But that's the thing that I suggest to the young people out there that are going to go do something. We aren't going to be able to tell them, hey, don't do something. Don't do this. That's just wrong for doing it. Well, we're wrong for the things we do. A lot of people are wrong for the lies they tell. But, so that's judging. And I'm not going to judge them. I'm just going to say that kids, if you have young adults, if you're going to go and party, don't do this stuff alone, because you can end up like Riley Strains, dead in the water, and he could have just walked in and drowned. I mean, no foul play has been brought up about this. That's hard to see a young adult's life taken from him so brisk like that. When we don't know what he could have did for this world. We never know what anybody can do for this world when we don't allow them to progress, or someone doesn't help mold them properly. You know what I'm saying? Kid was going out to have a good time at a concert. I mean, it was Luke Bryan. I mean, I'm not saying his taste in music was good, but I'm making fun of the music, but I'm really saying to the kids out there, young people, please, 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 please. It was sad. He went to the same school as my grandson. He got kicked out of Luke Bryan's bar. Oh, it was a Luke Bryan's bar. I thought he went to a Luke Bryan concert. Yeah. And he probably was a little intoxicated and got a little rowdy, and that's what people have to do. The people that sent him out of the bar wasn't doing wrong. So, but I bet the person that sent him out probably sitting there thinking, man, if I'd have just called the police instead, or if I'd have just did something else. Now that person, the person that Now that person, I'm going to have to feel bad for them because they're going to blame themselves for something that they think could have been prevented that may have not been able to be prevented. You know what I'm saying? So now we got another person whose life has been impacted by this just because they were doing their job. Oh, wow. I'm sad about the whole thing. So kids, please, if you're going to go out and party, try to party with your friends. Try to do it properly. I'm not saying that, I'm not encouraging you to party. I really don't want you to party, kids. But if you're going to do it, please do it in a group and have that one person that's that designated driver for that night and everything. It was a frat trip. Yep. I knew that part. I just thought that I thought the frat went to a Luke Bryan concert. I didn't know it was a Luke Bryan, his bar. But I mean, I don't think it was some kind of frat initiation or anything to that sort. I just think that all these kids were having a good time, and Riley got away from him. And then he had to be escorted out, and he ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's what happened. I don't think there's a great conspiracy theory behind if somebody did it to him or not. No foul play has been, Nashville police says no foul play has been located in this situation, and I have to tend to believe them. And because they know what they're doing. I'm sorry, 98% of the time, there's a 2% chance that there's mistakes, but 1% chance, 99% chance that it's not a mistake. You have to go with that. I'm not going to call people out. I'm sure his frat brothers are like in tears. This is not something they expected to happen. They're like, well, Riley's just a crazy loudmouth when he gets a little intoxicated or something like that. That's probably what they were thinking. And they're escorting him out. He's just going to go down here, probably pass out down on the strip somewhere, like so many people do. If you've ever been around Nashville or anywhere like that, you know that when they're coming out of them bars, there's somebody passed out on the street and their friends have to come get them and take them. So that's probably what people were thinking. Nothing else major. The frat members were probably thinking party. The person at the bar was probably thinking, he's just going to walk out there and pass out in front of the place and his friends will get him. So now they're probably thinking, gosh, wow. And I think he probably just ended up in the river by walking in there and drowning. Whew. Sad situation. Prayers for this young man and his family, everybody involved, the frat, and everything. His friends should have stayed with him and not let him go. You're right. But they probably, even though he had one drink and two waters, he either he was already drinking before he went in there, because they won't just kick you out of a bar for one drink. I played in many bars in my life, in many bands, and there's people that, wow, they didn't even get thrown out, and they were obnoxious. So there had to be something more to it for the people to throw them out. They wouldn't just throw them out because they didn't want them in there. Because they want them spending money. They want these young people in there spending money. So he must have been more intoxicated before he went in. I believe his friends should have stayed with him, but they probably didn't think this was going to happen. You know what I mean? The buddy system is what I say. And this is what I'm telling all young adults right now. Please, if you're going to do this, I'm not encouraging you to go out and get drunk. I'm not saying to do that partying. I'm just saying that if it's your choice to do this, the buddy system, like Sherry, I like that. Make sure you have someone that can make sure everybody is okay and get them home. Because I'm sure his friends are not sitting here this morning going, after his body was found in, sitting there going, oh, well, it was his fault. I'm sure that they're sitting there. I'm sure it's really hurting them, is what I'm saying. That's true. Drinking before they got there. Yep, he could have been drinking before they got there. Like I said, there's a lot to it. And heck. But there's a lot to it, and I pray for his family because you know why? And his friends, because they didn't think this was going to happen. And look, Riley might have been intoxicated like this before and walked around in other places. We don't know what this young man has done. So it might have just been a typical night. His friends were like, oh, that's just Riley, da-da-da-da-da. But to all of you out there, please drink. If you're going to drink responsibly and take care of one another, because this is a dangerous world. This ain't 20 or 30 years ago and everything. It's really, really dangerous. Nashville News has him on camera stumbling around and people walking by him and nobody helping him. Well, you know, they're used to seeing people in downtown. You know as well as I know, Gail, they're used to seeing people stumbling all through downtown Nashville that time of night. Most people, some of them might have been drinking. Thank you for blowing on the horn out there. Some of them might have been drinking. You know what I mean? Back in a moment. We got Tommy Lewis coming in for you next. I'm not making an excuse for them. I'm just saying that you know as well as I know, some of them could have been drunk themselves, or some of them could have been, or I should say intoxicated. Let's don't say drunk, intoxicated. I want to get it right. Some of them could have been intoxicated. Some of them could have just not thought anything. And they're used to college kids walking around there that late at night. So they probably didn't think he was, they probably just thought he was going to pass out on a park bench. You know as well as I know that happens there. Anybody that's ever been to Nashville knows. True. In the video I saw, sidewalk was not crowded. Yep. You know as well as I know that many people probably thought he was just going to pass out somewhere. And they would have called the law and had him taken to jail. Yep. Well, Riley was ready to go get something else to drink. He was just ready to go get something to drink. Poor kid. There's a skinwalker behind me. Oh. I love you guys. You're funny. Am I going to tell my friends on the Navajo Nation that? And they'll be like, don't mess with him. But that was fun. I had to do that because you said that, my friend. Thank you for saying that. That's funny. Breaking up on the Monopoly. He's like, we got to get something funny in here. So it's getting a little too damp. Good morning. How you doing, Coach?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. Just to give you a heads up. They're doing an elementary parade this morning.
Okay.
So to get some background noise, some kids hooping and hollering.
That's fine.
So that's what's going on. So
That'll be fine.
just, I figure we can just make the most of it and just kind of play it up or whatever.
No problem.
All right. Just wanted to give you a heads up on that.
That
How
is.
you doing?
I'm doing good. Everything's going good. It's another Monday.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Just ready for another day.
Yes, indeed. I hear you. Thank God it's Monday.
I know, right?
Yes, sir. Lord's giving us another day, another week to attack. So let's do it.
That's what I got to do.
That's right, brother. That's right.
I got to attack this week.
Yes, week with the weather kind of wreaks a little havoc in our schedule, but we'll figure it out.
Well, I got an umbrella, so I can.
That's it, brother. That's the attitude, right?
That's right.
When life gives you lemon, make lemonade, right?
That's right. That's right. Go buy you a new phone. Well, okay, get a little. That's all right. I got a new phone. Everything got transferred over. So
how did that adventure go?
Good. It took a day for everything to be transferred over, but that was fine because I had to get a new phone and they had to transfer my number over. But all my other stuff that I needed went over easy. So I'm like, okay. And being that I'm not somebody who stays on my phone 24/7,
right?
It didn't bother me. I didn't have my phone for 24 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, less than 24 hours, I should say. All right, we're getting ready to go on, Coach. We'll talk about football, spring sports, football, and UFL starting this week.
All right, sounds great.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary, 35 minutes past the hour, and you are tuned in to your favorite radio show. We're inside the Coach's Corner with our favorite head football coach from the landmark Christian War Eagles, and, of course, let's welcome Coach Tommy Lewis. Good morning, Coach.
Hey, good morning, Rhino. Happy Monday. How you doing today?
I am doing good on this Monday. How about you?
Doing great, man. Appreciate you asking. Everything's going well, and thank God it's Monday. Let's rock and roll.
Let's do it. Let's talk some sports. That's what Monday is all about. And
yes, sir. Gotta be the Monday morning quarterback is what they call it, right?
that's right. We're the Monday morning. I'm the Monday morning quarterback. You're the coach that actually knows what you're talking about. So that's why I have you here. So,
yes, sir.
Before we dive into anything that's doing with football, because we're going to be talking a lot of football and spring sports, we are down to the Sweet 16. We're getting closer to the March Madness to come to conclusions and seeing certain teams in there, Alabama and Clemson and Tennessee and North Carolina. So the big question I have this morning is who do you think is gonna advance? This is my question of the morning to the NCAA semifinals. Alabama or North Carolina right now? 58% of my listeners are saying they believe North Carolina. Over 42% saying Alabama is going to win that game because we're into the Sweet 16. What is your feelings about the Sweet 16 after this past weekend?
Yes, sir. Well, to tackle your poll first,
okay.
Toronto, I would say that Alabama is a very formidable opponent. They score a lot of points.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how they handle a team that I think is a pretty good defensive team.
Yes.
North Carolina, does their share of offense as well, but I think they're pretty sound defensively. Both of Alabama's first and second round opponents have been kind of offense-oriented teams. So it'll be interesting to see whether Alabama's, very open style of offense will prevail against North Carolina being a little bit more balanced of a team. It's a 1 and a 4 seed, so so I think it'll be a good game. But I gotta go with the Tar.
I know this. It's in your heart.
It's in my blood. I was born in Chapel Hill when my father was in school there.
Right.
And then I wasn't a good enough football player to go play there, but so I married a Tar Heel. So my bride is a Tar Heel grad. So yeah, we're North Carolina through and through.
Yep.
But I do think North Carolina should come out on top, but I know that Alabama has a really, really good team. So that should be a really, really good matchup. Should be a lot of fun. As should most
yes.
Sweet 16 matchup.
Right.
Rhino. I think while there were a lot of upsets early on,
right.
I think we ended up with not a perfectly chalk bracket, but because of those early upsets, but pretty close to it. I mean, in the South region, you got 1 and 4, Houston, Duke going against each other, and you got 2,
yes.
Then you got 2 and 11. NC State crashed the party.
Yeah, they did.
I think they're the only team that was seated below a 5. Am I right on that?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
I think so. So, like I said, pretty close to chalk. NC State Marquette, I think that'll be a great matchup. I'm gonna say Houston will prevail on Duke.
Okay.
I think NC State stays on this roll and upsets Marquette. I think that Purdue will prevail against Gonzaga, although I think that'll be a fantastic game.
Oh, yes, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it wouldn't surprise me if Gonzaga pulled it out, but I think Purdue really is playing like they're on a mission. So I think they'll take care of business there, and then I think Tennessee will prevail against Creighton. I think they just have just too much basketball athleticism.
I agree.
Team for Creighton.
I do.
Creighton can beat them if they can get hot from three-point land, which they're kind of known for.
Exactly.
Tennessee gets them any room to breathe, then it could be an upset. But I think Tennessee's a better team there. Arizona Clemson's an interesting matchup.
I was looking at that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to pull for the ACC, but I think that Arizona might be the better ball club there. But we'll see if Clemson can pull off that upset in a 2 versus a 6 seed.
Mm-hmm.
And then we already talked about North Carolina and Alabama.
Right.
1 versus 4. And then you go to the East bracket, again, close to chalk. You got UConn.
Yep.
Number 1 seed against number 5 San Diego State.
Yep.
Team that did San Diego State make it to Final Four last year? I think they did.
They did. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, you got the defending champion in UConn. So both teams playing well. Both teams with the experience of getting there. I think UConn has a little too much for them, though.
Right.
So I think UConn prevails there. And then Iowa State, Illinois.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, that Big Ten matchup should be interesting. I call it a toss-up, but if I'm made to pick one or the other, I think I'll pick Iowa State.
I agree.
They did Illinois in the Big Ten playoffs, and so I think they're gonna prevail in this game as well.
I agree with that one. It's just great to see those two states not too far from one another being able to play that game before they head into other matchups. So if Iowa State beats Illinois, it could be Iowa State and North Carolina State going at it. So
absolutely. I mean, it is wide open. I mean, it's I just picked all 8 of those Sweet 16 games. I could go 0 for 8. I mean,
you never know.
That much of a toss-up, and those are that good of tightly contested matchups and balanced teams going at each other. So, sometimes it has to do with playing style. Sometimes it has to do with just the team getting hot.
Right.
I think it's fair to say that NC State was not going to even make the tournament.
Oh, exactly.
They got hot. Yeah, they got hot at the right time and blew through the ACC tournament.
Yep.
5 games in 5 days, and they've kept it rolling. They've won 2 more and have advanced to the Sweet 16. So
definitely
a lot of fun to watch. So that's why they call it March Madness.
That's right. And speaking of March Madness, I know a lot of ball players, especially high school basketball players, are watching this close to see which one of these teams. I might want to go to that school because there's opportunities to be in the final, the Sweet 16. So let's talk a little high school sports right quick. We know basketball season is over for you guys, but let's talk a little bit of spring sports that's going on at Landmark.
Well, sure. Just since you kind of alluded to it there, Rhino, just real quick before we move into that, we do have one more senior athlete, a basketball player, Joshua Harris, who was co-region player of the year in our region in basketball on the boys' side.
Right.
Still has not chosen a school to attend yet. He's getting some looks and some offers from some Division II and NAIA schools, and so hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll have an announcement.
Please do.
About where Joshua is going to be attending. I think he's our last senior athlete that has not committed somewhere yet. So all our listeners out there will be we'll be announcing that here pretty soon, where Joshua Harris is going to go.
Yes.
Again, just another feather in the cap of our athletic program, another collegiate athlete coming from Landmark. But yeah, spring sports. We know we're in full swing for spring sports.
That's right.
Speaking of swinging, baseball guys had a really solid week last week. They beat Fayette County High School, and then they came at Fayette County, and then we came right back and had a huge region matchup Tuesday and Thursday against Callaway. Callaway High School. I think Callaway, Redan, and Landmark are probably the three that are kind of vying for that region title and automatic bid, either a region title or region runner-up, automatic bid to the state playoffs. And so Redan swept us in our series with them earlier in the season, so they got a kind of leg up on us, and so we didn't want to let it get away from us. So we knew that at least splitting with Callaway would be very important. And when our guys came home last Tuesday to host Callaway, our guys brought their A game. East Georgia College signee.
Okay.
Max Echeverria.
Awesome.
He was on the hill for us, throwing just a magnificent game, and the one that blew it open, I guess it was probably about the third, maybe fourth inning, is another East Georgia college signee. Hayden Cruz hit a bomb out to left center and really blew that game wide open. It was really tightly contested up to that point. It kind of gave us a very comfortable 7-1 lead, and then we cruised to an 11-7 victory on that game last week. Now we went down to Callaway on Thursday, and they were ready for us. And Callaway got the win on Thursday. So, but we did get an important split with Callaway, so we're still in position. We can hope for a split or a sweeping for Callaway against Redan, and that puts us right in the thick of the region title again. But if not, we're at least in the mix for the runner-up.
Awesome.
With that split of Callaway. So that was a good week of baseball, and our baseball guys have another big week this week. We play Towers. We have our series with Towers High School, as well as a makeup game with McMahon. Another matchup this week. So we play Towers on Tuesday at home.
Right.
6 p.m. First pitch is at 6 p.m. So everybody out there, come out and support our baseball players at home on Tuesday night at 6. And then we go to McNair on Wednesday. And then we're back on the road again at Towers for game 2 of that series on Thursday. So that's pretty much where we are with baseball, Rhino. Some of our club sports, if you will.
Okay.
As in country club.
Right.
Golf are doing well.
Awesome.
Positioning themselves for running states as they do each year. The tennis guys and girls will be playing Trinity at home tomorrow afternoon. Remember, we play our home matches at South Fulton Tennis Center. That's our home. Those are our home courts.
Right.
So we play Trinity at 4:30 tomorrow, and then we also play Columbia in a region matchup on Wednesday at 4:30. So those are our tennis guys and girls will be at it this week, and then our golf team continues to strike their way, if you will, through the season. The varsity team is kind of off this week, if you will. Working on their game, getting plenty of work at the golf course. Our home course is Cannon Gate. Again, want to give a shout out to the folks there at Cannon Gate Golf Club who allow us to work out there, get our practices in, get some rounds in each year, and use their course as our home course. So thank you, Cannon Gate.
Right.
But they'll be just working on their game this week while our JVs will be playing Northgate High School tomorrow. So that's really the only golf action we had this week, Rhino. And then kind of the team that's really been putting themselves in position for a region championship lately has been our soccer team. Both our boys and girls teams have done really well.
Right.
So guys and girls will be honored at soccer senior night tomorrow night at home. Now that may be moved. Please be checking our website and our social media. That may be moved to Wednesday depending on weather. But,
Right.
You know, the soccer folks are kind of like football. They'll play in any kind of weather, but it's lightning. There's a good chance of lightning that they may move the game to Wednesday night. So please be keeping up with that.
Definitely so.
It'll either kick off on Tuesday night at 5 o'clock or Wednesday night at 5 o'clock.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, both those teams have done a real nice job right now. They've put themselves in a position if they finish up the way they should, you know, stay away from the injury bug and all those kind of good things. We should be looking at an automatic playoff berth in the state playoffs.
Sounds good.
Yes, sir. And then lastly, the track team.
Okay.
The track and field team has been added this spring.
Woohoo!
I know they've competed against some of the best teams in the state. They've been at Westlake. We've hosted track meet where we've had other bigger schools and bigger programs come in. We've gone down to Florida once already. This past weekend and competed at a Florida State invitational for high schools down there. And Landmark Track and Field is off to a great start, about midway through the season now. And we've already broken about 8 school records and are competing in not just one of the top 2A programs in the state, but we are competing with every program in the state, Rhino. And, so both the boys and girls teams are eyeing up a run at a state championship. That is the goal. And it wouldn't surprise me if we broke more school records and or state records by the end of the season. And just to let you know the kind of depth we have, listen to this list of athletes and where they are in the top in the state of Georgia, all classifications, Rhino, all classifications.
Okay.
This year, 1A through 7A, all classifications. Jackson Campbell is top 20 in the 200. Landon Costin is top 5 in the 400 and top 15 in the 800.
Wow.
He's a senior. Jackson Campbell's a junior. Sophomore, Jamari Rousseau is the top 10 in the 110 hurdles and the top 25 in the 300 hurdles. Ian Tukes, a junior, is in the top 10 in the 300 hurdles. Our boys 4x4 team is the top 25. Our girls 4x4 team is in the top 10. Our girls 4x200 team is in the top 25. I can keep going here, Rhino. Listen to this. Switch over to the girls. Malia Campbell is in the top 10 of the 400 in the state. Shari Brown is in the top 5 in the 800 in the state. Wow. And to round it all out, Mariah Campbell is in the top 10 in the 300 hurdles in the state. Now, those are all our competitors ranked in all classifications in the state of Georgia. Oh, and I almost forgot. Joshua Harris, the young man we were just talking about with basketball.
Right.
He's also one of our high jumpers. He is in the top 25 in the high jump in the state. So,
amazing.
Lots of competitive, high-ranking athletes in our track and field program.
Yes.
And, I cannot say enough about Coach Campbell and his staff and the way they lead our track and field program, and of course these athletes just doing a tremendous job. And we're only halfway through the season, so I kind of kidded with Coach Campbell. I was like, I hope we're not peaking too early. He said, and he assured me, he said, you know what, Coach? He said, we haven't backed off at all. We've been working hard. We haven't tapered one bit.
Right.
Get fresh legs. These guys are working through a lot of early season work, and they're running this well. He says, I can't wait to see how well they're going to do once we get over the hump of mid-season and start working toward the region championships, the state championships. He said they're going to be really doing well. So very excited for our track and field program.
Sounds good. Well, next week, Coach, we'll get into UFL since it's going to be debuting this weekend. We'll talk about some of those games, thoughts, and everything. But let's before I let you go and tell us how to follow you and all that good stuff, I do want to get a short update on spring football for the Landmark Christian War Eagles.
Yes, sir. Well, a lot of those athletes that we just, and all those teams that we just went over,
right?
A lot of our football guys playing spring sports, so we're looking forward to getting them all together after their spring sports are done. We'll have 2 weeks of spring practice, and we will be playing Clarkston High School, Saturday night, May 18th at 6 p.m. at Landmark Christian School on our main campus at Thorne Stadium. And just would love everybody to come out and support our guys. It should be a lot of fun, and I really think we're going to have a competitive team this year.
Sounds good, and we'll dive deeper into, as we get closer to that game, more details for the spring football game. Tell everybody how to follow you, Coach, all that good stuff, and anything else you'd like to add too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, love anybody out there that's interested in their children for Christian education, tops in the arts, tops in athletics, tops in academics, to come by and make an appointment with our admissions office. Love to show you around. Love for you to meet some people, and would love for you all to become a part of the Landmark community. Of course, I'm biased, but I think it's second to none when it comes to Christian education and all the opportunities that young people have here. And of course, we love our relationship with WQEE and you folks here, Rhino. We really appreciate the opportunity to come on, and thanks so much for having us on. And y'all keep doing what y'all do in the community. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Coach. And of course, this has been Inside the Coach's Corner every Monday about the same time, talking about Landmark, War Eagle sports, and more. This is our favorite head coach, Coach Tommy Lewis from the Landmark Christian War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Back in a moment to close out after this. All right, Coach. Awesome as always.
So I got a little long-winded there. I had a lot to go over, Rhino. But
No, that's good. That's fine. That's what we wanted to do.
UFL, but yeah, look forward to getting into that after the first game this weekend.
That'd be fine. That'd be fine. I mean, we do it all for Landmark anyway. It's just that extra stuff is just in case you're short and don't got anything to talk about.
No, I appreciate it, Rhino, and have a great week. Have a wonderful resurrection celebration.
You
Sunday,
too.
And we'll look forward to getting together with you next Monday.
All right, you too. You have a great Resurrection Sunday and enjoy yourself this weekend too with the family.
Appreciate it, brother. Have a good one, bro.
Talk to you next Monday.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye. Thank you. As always, it's a great interview with all of my interviewees. They always do a wonderful job and know their knowledge, Kale. I love them. Tomorrow we got Shane and Richard, and then Wednesday we got our friend Brenda Gasky, and then Thursday, I don't know if I got a guest or not yet, but we'll find out. Usually sometimes not having a guest is easy for me because I can go, I got this to do and I got that to do. You hear Holly. That's Holly. You'll hear her pretty soon on the radio. She's bringing her show to the radio because she's smart.
Our services are no cost, and all that information is available on our website at www.calvary.com.
No, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere, Gail. You're not going anywhere yet until I let you out. Okay, I wrote that down for. Oh, that was something for work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. And no, you're not leaving yet. Sweetleaf says, Sweetleaf, Gail's trying to get out early. He says, you're not leaving yet. Sue says, no way, girl. Alice says, I'm up here in Canada, not yet. She is feeling a lot better. She is doing a lot better. She can chase the little ones, the grand youngins around. You know, I got your grandfather. Well, you know, like when you're hip, you know. What do you think? Who do you think is going to advance to the NCAA semifinals? Alabama, North Carolina. Alabama get 42% of the votes, and North Carolina at 58% of the votes. And I'm going to end my poll right there. End my poll right there. Thank you guys for the ones that did participate. Tomorrow morning we'll have a movie one. We should have one about movies or television shows. Maybe Shayna send me one over. If not, I'll have one for you guys, a poll question. March Madness continues, so I'm sorry about my soap opera fans out there. I know you want to see if Liam is who he's going to try to get it back. If he's going to try to get Steffi back, and if Liberty Bibberty guy is going, Dr. Finn Liberty Bibberty guy is going to stop everybody and everything, and we're going to find out if Liberty Bibberty guy is the father of his aunt's daughter. Sounds kind of. So they say in the South we do that stuff, but it always happens out in California and Utah and everywhere else. It never happens here. Enjoy your day, everybody. Sue, Sweet Leaf, and Gang, and Alice, and anyone else she missed. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. You have a great rest of your day too. Share. Enjoy your day with your friends and family, and don't let that eclipse thing get to you, please, sister. Navajo Nation, enjoy your day from Pete. He says, enjoy yours. Be back tomorrow, guys. We're going to have another fun day in store for you. Tired of Liam chasing Steffi. Thank you for letting us know there. See, I knew you missed Friday, too, because Andrew was talking about, I can't believe they got this ball game stuff on. And everybody else says Pete too. All right, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. Another fun show. I want to thank all of you lovely people for being with us. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace, love, respect. I'm out of here. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. You know what's going to happen. All right, we're going to get out of here. I'm going to do a couple things. This is after the show. We'll appreciate everybody who's on. When you tell people you care for them out there in Australia and everywhere else, they're like, we can't pick on him no more. That's what we're trying to do. We're going to destroy the hate. That's what I'm going to do. I'm destroying that hate. I'm going to box it right out of everybody. Watching Quantum Leap. I got to talk about that sometime this week. The new Quantum Leap. I wanted to come back. I just started getting into season 2. It's kind of interesting. And they do pay tribute to the original people on the show. So, and it makes more sense than most shows out there that do reboots. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to let you guys go because I got things to get together. I got to figure out if I'm going to eat now or later. And we'll be back tomorrow. Shane B. and Richard Holdridge will be with us. And you guys have a great rest of your day.